What up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Off the Record. As always, we love Off the Record. My buddy just called me and said, hey, Matt, I got a little problem. Just picked up my new Porsche, and on the first day, on the way home from the dealership, got a big old ticket. I sent him to Off the Record, and they have handled it. That's right, fully handled it. Dismissed. Off the Record is a service that connects you to qualified attorneys in the area where you get a ticket. Any moving violation, big, small, don't matter to Off the Record. They will help. All you have to do is go to offtherecord.com/TST or download the Off the Record app and use code TSTPOD. That's TSTPOD. And they will connect you to an attorney who will help you get those points off your record. Points on your record could affect employment, could affect insurance, all kinds of things. Don't plead guilty. Go to Off the Record. And if you use our code, that's offtherecord.com/TST or code TSTPOD on the Off the Record app, 10% off all legal services booked through Off the Record. We love them, and you will too. All right, folks, this one is going to be fun. We are drinking whiskey and James Gin with Travis Akulski and Chris Rosales of Motor One. Motor One is where Travis works now because he left Road and Track and took a bunch of people with him, which I give him crap for. But we're talking about, it was recorded right before Pebble Beach, and so even though Pebble has already happened, we're talking about the race car that Travis is going to drive, and I'm very jealous of, and we're talking about the world of cars in general, sports cars, collectible cars, and you name it. It's the kind of thing that gearheads would talk about while drinking whiskey after dinner. It's that kind of show. Travis Akulski and Chris Rosales are here on the Smoking Tire Podcast. Did someone make the username Matt Farah Taylor's version?
It's great.
I thought that was just a question you were asking.
No, our patrons have amazing usernames,
yeah.
and I'm very impressed. So we exist?
We exist.
We exist!
Oh, hey.
Cheers!
Right on.
And Travis and Chris in studio, doubleheader today. I went from day drinking straight to fucking training with my trainer for 90 minutes.
Oh, man.
It turns out those two things don't go very well together.
Did you challenge him for alpha dominance? You're like,
Well,
I'm stronger than you, fucker.
He's sober. He was an alcoholic. So I was like, I mean, he hasn't had a drink
can't
in
tell him
like
anything.
a year. No, I was like, I had 2.5 gins before this, and he's like, really? He's like, that used to be my thing. He's like, I can't believe you're doing this. Man. I got through it, but now it's whiskey, and you're on the James Gin.
Yeah. Man.
You guys got a tough act to follow.
Well, we're trying to follow James. I was trying to think of, like, how do we follow James, right? You had an earthquake. You had James May. You have gin. You have
a really big.
The only, like, it made me think, the only thing I was thinking about is, like, James and I both got passed over for Top Gear.
Yeah, me
and that's
too.
the only thing that we have in common.
They circled back to him.
Yeah, they really went to him. But I was thinking, like, do you remember the Top Gear from not the most recent Top Gear and not the original Top Gear US, but the middle one? Bill Fichter.
Yeah, Bill Fichtner.
And Antron Brown and someone else.
Shit.
There was somebody else.
Third?
There was somebody else. Well, that was they had an open audition.
Yeah.
For, like, not an open audition, but they called a bunch of us. I think you were probably on part of it or talked to them at one point.
Didn't make it.
They didn't.
No.
They flew us to, like, I was there. It was like Patrick George, Raphael Orlov, James Hinchcliffe, the IndyCar driver.
Gotta say, it's pretty funny that in that crowd I did not get a phone call.
Right?
And possibly very insulting.
A little insulting.
Fucking Raph is there, and they're like,
What about the
Farah?
people that have done video? Like, no.
No. They wanted
Clean slate.
they wanted real journalists.
That's
Yeah. And we were like, no, they went to like Big Willow and went to drive a Hertz rental Mustang around and do stuff to camera with it. I had to do a stand up in front of the car with Sam from Seen Through Glass.
Oh, yeah. I love Sam.
Yeah, really nice
He was
guy.
just here. He was here yesterday.
I'd never met him before. That's the only time we'd ever met.
So lovely.
Really nice fellow.
He is the greatest. If I go on a press launch and he's there, I am so excited.
They told us to be mean to each other. Because it was a top, so we had to be
like a
like
banter thing.
Yeah, it was a banter
like
thing.
Chemistry.
I had to be rude to him.
When I did the
which was-
audition for the original one, that's you just described the exact audition.
Yep.
It wasn't a rental Mustang; it was a Cadillac STS. V.
nice.
STSV.
Nice.
And they put me and Tanner Faust in the car together, and they said, talk shit to each other for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was just, and then sometimes they put someone else in the car with you. They took like people back and like questioned them about like what their Instagram history was and all this stuff. It was really weird.
That's how you know how to make a good TV show.
was-
So how many followers do you have?
Well, and then they apparently the audition went so well, they hold an entire second audition with an entirely different group of people. And that's where the people who hosted the show came out of.
There's a rumor they're recasting the Grand Tour.
Oh, really?
Which we did not ask James about, and in hindsight, I deeply regret that.
Yeah, that would have been.
Not even on the show. Like I forgot to ask him about that later.
If they need anybody who's failed a Top Gear audition, I mean, I'm right here.
He didn't bring it up to me, so I'm guessing that I'm not in that hunt either.
Well, they closed down the company, right? The production
company's
company.
gone.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Amazon just like
FM.
owns the rights, and they can keep
Something like that.
I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you guys pebbling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm racing.
Oh, you get to drive. Is it some BMW again?
He has
Yeah.
literally the
You
best experience.
weaseled your way into these fucking historic BMWs, and I'm so jealous.
I didn't weasel. They asked me.
It's a weasel.
They never. You got to ask them the first time.
No.
They asked you every time.
Yeah.
So you got
This
invited
is
to the
fucking
audition
bullshit.
for Top Gear.
You're not
So-
that much
And then-
faster than me, Akulski. This is fucking bullshit.
No, I'm faster than you. Yeah.
Not that much. Only slightly.
Enough.
We raced the same goddamn car.
I know, and I was faster in it.
Slightly.
Yeah.
What is slightly right
Okay,
now?
okay, like
Slightly is very
slightly.
important in racing.
Yeah, like slightly, like how
Tenths.
slightly? Tenths? Okay.
Yeah, it was tenths.
It was a little more.
It was tenths.
How many tenths? How many
Look,
tenths?
tenths.
Like it
in
was less
Ricardo-
than 10 tenths.
Okay, that's a whole second.
Yeah.
In
so it was
F1,
less
they say
than that.
tenths like it's a grave, like a murder. They're like
If anybody has the timing sheet from that Mid-Ohio round of AR in 2016, let's look into that. No,
I'm
so
a
they
race hero.
literally the first time was a pitch, but they didn't ask me to do it because they asked me to do the historic 24 at Daytona with the E92, and I couldn't do it because we were having a child.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, really, really shitty.
You
So I
weren't
did the.
doing it.
I know I wasn't that involved in that part of it. So, but then I
Fly
did.
home between stints.
Yeah. So I did the E92 in 2021. And then in 2022, they asked me to do the 3-liter CSL.
Yeah.
Just randomly texted me and said, do you want to do it? And then the car broke in first practice, so that didn't help.
Sweet.
And then this year, they invited me to come to Pebble and said, no race car. And then I went to Villa d'Este, and in the customs line, Tom from BMW is like, do you want to race the M1? And I was like,
cool.
I was like, sure. So I haven't seen the car. I've never
I
sat
assume
in
it's
it.
one of the pro cars, right?
It's the Group 4 car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's rad as hell. I have the.
It's not an art car. They're not
No,
racing
no,
art
no,
cars.
no,
right?
God, no,
Yeah, yeah,
no.
okay.
It's just the regular M livery. But I have this user manual for it, and it's
Okay.
and it's the engine's the M88, and it's like it induces a potentially engine-destroying harmonic between 72 and 7,500 RPM. So don't
you shift
sit.
at 7.
No, so
just don't hang out there.
Drive through it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So don't just hang around at 7,300 RPM.
okay. Well, that's easy enough.
Yeah, so that's why I came out early because I got to be up there tomorrow to register and then drive Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You know, on the one hand, that sounds awesome. On the other hand, that's like a lot of commitment, and you don't get to enjoy many of the other things that Pebble has to offer.
I'll be honest, this is the part of Pebble I enjoy the most, so
Yeah, I
I'll be
suppose. That's
fine.
Spoken like someone who's never been invited to drive a race car at Pebble.
I will look. I think this is intimidating though because it's the Classwell, the 935s.
Oh,
And the and like the
Yeah,
Monza,
you're
take
racing
on
against
Monza.
Canepa. He doesn't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
I'm
dude.
racing against like yeah.
Lee Keen's out there turning
Pat
up and
Long,
stuff.
Lee Keen, and Bruce Canepa. It's like the maniac.
They will
class.
all door you.
Yeah, I'll be. If you need to find me, I'll be last.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be a fun time.
Yeah. Have you driven any M1 before?
No.
They're really fun. I have driven one. I was lucky enough to drive one.
Really?
At Spartanburg. Not a race car.
Oh, the road
a
car?
street car.
The red one?
But
Both
on
did
the
up
track.
a bit. He
Yeah.
was talking shit. Try to.
And-
We got invited to
Dude,
go
I
to
did,
Spartanburg.
and they let me run
BMW museum
50
car.
laps
Oh.
Yeah.
with it on
50?
track. Yeah.
How
I
long
ran
were-
it all day.
What were these laps? Like quarter mile?
Yeah, they were well. You've been to Spartanburg?
No, but I know there's like they've got a really small track.
It's
right?
it's like the PECLA, the PEC track. It's
Okay.
not like a track.
Yeah.
It's like
Handling course.
It's a handling course, but it's all right. I mean, I drove it pretty hard.
Nice.
And it wasn't super fast, but it handled really nicely, and it sounded great, and like. By modern, it won't be like that fast. It should be very manageable and fun.
Yeah,
actually.
I think the things for me is I'm not a big historics guy, so like bias ply tires. The gearbox
bias ply
is
tires?
it's
Really
a
bias ply?
Yeah, it's bias plies.
Bias ply slicks?
Yeah,
Oh, so it's gonna slide around.
yeah,
that'd be
it's
fun.
a slidey car.
Yeah.
I don't know what, like, bias ply, bad. Slicks, good.
It'll be-
so, like,
no,
how
it's-
bad are
it's just
bias
constructed.
ply
The
slicks?
3 liter CSL is on them too. It's just you slide it around.
Yeah.
So it's got
So it's
that.
like the grip equivalent, like if you were running, like, Pilot Sports or something?
I guess yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
okay.
They're
That's
more-
fair.
It's more complicated than that. Like,
mean,
it's like
it's-
tire construction stuff, I guess. Like, it's just slip angle, I guess. It's more bias ply. You can play with a lot more sliding for sure.
Chris
And, like,
knows more about this than me.
I don't.
Yes, you
The
do.
only time I ever drove a car on bias ply tires, I didn't like it.
I'm nervous
it's 'cause
about
you gotta
breaking. I don't
stack
want to
up,
break
man.
the car. I'm
Right.
because it's not mine. I'm nervous about that.
Is this the car? Did Sam drive this car at Laguna Seca a few years ago?
Sam drove the CSL a few years ago. The same car I drove a couple years ago.
Right. Okay. I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah, the M1. I think I don't remember the last. I think Tom usually drives it from BMW. He's driving the E92 this year. So
That's so gangster.
yeah, I'm very jealous of him because I really like that car. So
That's the GT3?
GT2.
It's a GT2.
Oh, the GT2.
Yeah, the E92 with the V8 with the paddle shift gearbox. It's got like super advanced traction control
Yeah.
and stuff.
I drove the lesser one, the GT3 one.
Yeah.
And I didn't love it.
Was
It
it the Turner car?
The Turner car.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
right.
tough to drive. It was not like a friendly car, actually. The,
That's
Z,
like
the Z4 from the next generation was like infinitely more friendly. The E92 was a fucking nasty little bastard.
I think you
actually.
drove the GS car. So
Yes.
that's basically just a road car. And then you drive a GT3 car, and it's like actual bespoke geometry. It's like a bunch of stuff.
It
It's
was
a little- yeah.
it was closer to the road car for sure. Yeah. But it was not like that. It was like a road car, but with like all the things that made the road car nice to drive gone.
Yeah, great. Cool. Yeah. That's what happens when you put slicks on a road car. It's just, it doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the
it
first
wasn't
the
great.
first E92 I drove was the GT2 car. So
Yeah.
Whatever.
Flex.
yeah,
Really?
That was-
Tell you what, you want to fucking hate a E92
Yeah.
M3, go drive a regular one now.
I did drive into a regular one right after, and I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, it's not so great.
I'll say the first E46 M3 I drove was the GTR.
This
With the V8.
fucking guy, dude. Are you serious?
And for not being the BMW guy, I've driven a lot of good BMWs.
That's the one I'm jealous of, though. The M3 GTR. That's the one. That's the only one.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
that's
pretty
it for me.
cool. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it's the only running one around. They still have it in their collection. They don't take it out anymore because they're scared of breaking it.
As they should be.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's only like one P60 left, I think. Or
Yeah, it's in
something
that.
like
It's in that car.
Yeah.
Is it bad that if I had to pick a BMW to drive from the collection, I'd want to drive the fucking X5 with the McLaren F1 engine in it? That's the one I'd really want to.
I saw that thing. They had it at Villa Des this year.
Oh, they did?
And not at like this second show, and it looks rad.
Villa
as
de SUV.
No, there's another Villa. Villa d'Urba, Urba,
Villa d'Urba, yeah,
Villa
yeah.
d'Urba, yeah. So
Where
there's
they smoke ganj.
so no, but it was just sitting on the lawn there with all like, and it's like no one's looking at it. I'm like, holy shit! It's got the gold BBSs on it, fender flares,
It's
center
so
exit
swagged
exhaust.
out.
Like
It's so swag.
the gearbox, the 6-speed is like up to here because it's the longest possible. Like because you're sitting in an SUV, it looks rad as hell.
It's like the fuckboy track build X5. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You see it to
Yeah.
the T.
Yeah, it's superb.
Except BMW did it.
Yeah, it's like what's that Renault, the Espace
Yeah,
F1?
Spas F1.
Yeah, with the V10.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'd like to drive that.
Someone got to run it at Goodwood. I think it was like David Coulthard though, or somebody.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
someone
they don't
very
typically
cool.
give that to people like
Yeah,
us.
yeah. But that'll be a good time. That's all right. You going too, Chris?
I'm going, but I'm just going. I'm like self-funding this. I'm rolling up in an LC500 Vert, and I'm just vibing.
Well, that's
Dude,
all right.
that's the way
Yeah,
to
it
do it.
sounds
all right.
That's the
good.
right car.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Thad
That's
and
a
I
good
went
car,
once.
yeah.
But I
Thad and I
think,
camped once in a Kit Cobra, like south of Big Sur, and then drove up at 5 a.m. and they almost waved us onto the lawn. They're like, "Oh, you're here for the show?" We're like, no, this is fake. This is totally fake. It's true. Yeah.
Oh man, there was one year we went to Pebble. This was 2013, I want to say, or 2014. We went up and we rented a house with Jalopnik and everything. And Torchinsky drove up after.
Oh, I remember the
with-
Jalopnik house because I went in the Million Mile Lexus.
Yes,
I stopped by.
But we had Torchinsky had like a caravan press car that he drove up and slept in our driveway. And
The most Jalopnik
no,
shit
but
ever, dude.
but then Torch.
How do I make this classy thing super trashy?
Well, now it's an Autopian thing, not a Jalopnik thing anymore. But Torch drove the thing to Pebble, and Hardigree, who is very smart, was like, I bet they'll just let us park it here. It's on manufacturer plates. There's a Chrysler stand. So they just drove in and parked it like by the concept lawn on the grass, and no one questioned anybody. Well, as I had to park like 6 months, Sarah Trimble and I went together, and we had to park like 6 miles down the road
That's
because it wasn't a normal
hilarious.
Bentley. But I saw the UAB Puma that year.
UAB and Puma.
Yeah.
What is that?
Are you
It's the
kidding?
ugliest car in
No,
the
what
history
the
of
fuck?
cars.
You don't, Dr. Uabian?
No, not a fucking clue.
This
He's
story was like the king of jalopnik stories forever.
Man, the
It was
LA
this dude who built this wonky thing that Zach will find a photo of, and it looks like that.
Oh, that hunk
It
of
looks.
shit.
Imagine you built a sports car that was the size of a Ford Excursion.
yeah.
That's what it is, and this guy was like genuinely thought it was awesome, and it wasn't.
Isn't he a plastic surgeon in L.A.?
That
Totally
makes
Yo,
sense.
that thing's huge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
This is like a Mitsubishi Eclipse and a like a trophy truck fucked.
Yeah.
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 It's got an LS7. It is curvaceous, but also trucky. That's weird.
Okay, wait, hang on.
It
Go
got the
down,
trophy
down,
trucks looks.
Scroll back down. Here's the dimensions. It's 72 inches tall, 93 inches wide, and 242 inches long. So that is
242 inches long. That is 20
huge.
inches longer than a
you could
Suburban.
hide 2.5 smart cars behind the Pumas. It's 10 inches, 8.5 inches taller than a Phantom, and it's like a sports car.
A new Suburban
sports
is
car.
225.7 inches long. Wow.
So it's 20
Yeah.
inches longer than a Suburban.
And
Yeah.
this seats 2 people? Or
Yeah.
does it have 2 plus
Was
2?
it? Did you see it parked or driving?
I saw it parked. It was parked in the same
I've
area.
never seen it move. I mean, I
I
think
mean,
it does.
I don't. I think it got there somehow.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
I
think
can't
it does
imagine what
move.
would tow that thing.
Itself.
Another
You need-
UAV.
You need a mating pair.
That
Yeah.
YouTube video, I'm sure it means something in German, but it says UAB and Puma fought, but in the German fart, which probably means
think it's
something.
Fart means exit.
Exit,
Yeah.
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 Oh, right. Okay, well, there you go.
What are you exiting?
I don't know, life.
Life, yeah, in that car.
Dignity.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What is it
Oh,
built
boy,
on?
the front.
Is this shit like the
the
Beast
front's
or
I think
something?
it's like a tube frame thing.
Wasn't there like a French car that was also
He
like
says
this?
he was contacted
Probably.
by buyers and has orders, and yet that is
Allegedly.
the only one we've ever seen.
Yeah,
Well-
allegedly. They all have buyers and orders.
Yeah, there's orders for the Tesla Semi, but
Right.
how many of
Wow,
those
that's
do you see
different.
around?
I'll tell you what, I was just invited to drive the Aptera, straight up.
Which one is that?
It's like the imagine
Is that the flying car?
It doesn't fly, but it looks like a Cessna that has no wings.
You've been waiting to drive. Well, we've been waiting
For
for
like
it to
12
exist.
years, they've been hawking this fucking thing.
Wait,
it's a
did-
3-wheeled this. It's like it's got solar panels. It's like incredibly efficient in theory. And I have been invited to go to Carlsbad where they build them to drive one.
Great.
Yes.
Like an actual solar car.
I don't think it's
No.
100% solar.
Okay.
It's obviously an EV that plugs in, but it is covered in solar panels and it does generate some energy.
But it's been a thing where like they've been taking deposits for a very long time and it hasn't existed, and we've been like, is this a real company?
Yeah.
Or is this
Yeah.
going to just disappear one day? So
For a long time, it seemed very vaporish of wear.
Okay.
We'll look at the top banner on the website. Join our 60 million
60
investment
million
offering.
Investment offering, dude. Yo,
Very legitimate
you guys
business.
don't want to get on the Series Z, dude? Series
my
Z.
glasses for this.
Series Z is where it's
Series Z,
Oh,
that's when it's
man.
going to happen.
Yeah.
We're out of letters, but we'll go to numbers
Just that
next.
shot, just this video, it's playing on a loop, but just that shot of it driving down a straight road, right where the front hit a little bump and it moved in a very weird way.
Well, I'm excited to hear what you think about driving it.
Fucking way,
yeah.
dude. Think it understeers the limit?
It understeers around town, I bet.
Yeah. Oh man, it's got a pushy loose
I'll
situation.
tell you what, though,
Yeah.
if you want to take away attention from desperate Cybertruck owners, this is how you do it. Drive this shit around.
What about a Faraday Future? You seen a lot of those around lately?
Kids, we got to take a break for DeleteMe. We love DeleteMe. They've been with us for just a minute now, and they are awesome because someone you know, could be you, it could be a family member, a friend, has been identity thefted, harassed, scammed, or annoyed by spam and robocalls, and you're going, how did they even get my number? Privacy is important, and we don't value it enough because our convenience is causing us to send out information into the world, right? We order things online, we sign up for websites, we use our credit cards, we use our personal info, and then it's out there in the world, and people sell that data, making us very easy targets. But we can protect ourselves we can get peace of mind with DeleteMe. DeleteMe is a service that finds and removes any personal information that you don't want online, and they make sure it stays off. It's a subscription service, not a one-time thing, that removes your personal information from the largest people search databases on the web, and in the process helps prevent potential ID theft, doxing, and phishing scams. All you've got to do is sign up and provide DeleteMe with exactly the information that you want deleted. Their experts take it from there. DeleteMe then sends you regular personalized privacy reports showing what info they found, where they found it, and what they removed. To put it simply, DeleteMe does all the hard work of wiping you and your family's personal information off the web. Data brokers hate DeleteMe. When you signed up, DeleteMe immediately goes to work scrubbing all your personal information from data broker platforms, and your personal profile is no longer theirs to sell. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe. Now we've got a special discount for TST listeners. You can get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/tire and use promo code TIRE at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/tire and enter code TIRE at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/tire. Use code TIRE at checkout. Now, back to the show. I've seen 3.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, this was gonna be a bit.
No, they're
all
around.
owned by Faraday. I've seen the three dev cars. Do you know that guy Sean Lee?
Yeah, he's got one.
He somehow is involved in the company. I don't know how. He doesn't work for them.
It's like an ambassador thing.
Oh, he's one of their futurist ambassadors.
Yeah, that ridiculous job title, right?
Yeah,
like
the one
Futurist
that-
Alliance delivery
yeah.
manager.
Futurist Alliance
But I did
experience man.
I did him and 2 other people who presumably worked at Faraday, brought them to an event that I was at. I saw them moving under their own power.
Yeah.
They were there. That's what I can tell you.
I played around with Sean Lee's. It's like a
Did
complete.
you?
It's like a car.
It's
it
a car.
It like works.
It does.
You get in and like things don't break. It's
Cool.
All right, so they got
There's
one.
So it's better than the Fisker.
Yes, correct.
Did you guys get to drive a Fisker?
No.
It was.
The Ocean?
Yeah.
I never.
I thought you were talking about the Tremonto.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking Phantom compared to the Ocean.
Tremonto?
Well, that's
Yeah,
that was
you
it was like
remember Fisker's first cars?
No, I don't.
What was the
I'm-
other one? The
there were-
Tremonto
No, there was
and
the curvy one. The really.
no, there was
one was a BMW 6 Series,
and the other
one
was-
was a Mercedes SL.
yeah, it was like the Tremonto and the Flambata. I don't. We're not
Shit.
gonna get this. Look up what Fisker coach builds cars
Fisker
were.
Coach.
So this is
yeah.
a coach building Fisker, not like
Yeah.
Karma.
Before the Karma.
Before
the
Yes.
Karma.
Post BMW Z8, pre Karma, Fisker coach built Mercedes 6 Series and SLs.
Right, and then this was.
They were fucking weird looking.
Yeah.
Let's pull it
And
up.
this
I
was
wanna see
also
this.
then it was that, then it was Karma, then it was VLF, which was
yeah.
when Bob Lutz and Fisker built a Viper.
LS9.
Yeah, but
LS9 or
no,
LSA.
there was a Viper bodied one. There was one that had a Viper body, and there was
No,
something.
there was a
and there was
rebodied Viper, and then there
there
was
was
a
the-
V8 Karma.
the Rivero, right? Karma
Yeah.
Rivero or
The Rivero is just like
wait,
the.
no.
V8 powered
V8 Karma.
Fisker Karma.
God,
that was like
that
the-
car has had 14 lives.
The Lutz,
Yeah.
or something.
The Lutz.
The
Tremonto is the
Oh.
That's the BMW.
That's the 6 Series.
Yeah.
one.
That's a bit.
It's a 6 Series with a Karma nose on
It
it.
kind of
Yeah.
looks like
Basically.
a modern BMW.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Better. It looks better than what you're driving today.
Hey, whoa! I have a M8 Grand Coupe.
Oh, I thought it was an M. I just saw it on the security camera. Sorry, I thought it was an M4.
I mean, actually looks like.
And
oh,
then
yeah,
what's
M4
the
looks
other
perfect.
one? What's the other? Can you just search for Fisker Mercedes SL?
No, because I think that's the SL.
Yeah, I did.
That's the SL. I think the other one
That's
is.
the SL.
Latigo?
Yeah. Look at the 8-pillar.
Latigo.
Latigo.
Yes. Oh, the Latigo
so
is
that-
the BMW.
So this
Sorry.
was an SL.
Yeah, yeah.
The Tremonto is an SL.
Correct. I'm sorry. That's true. It's an. Imagine an SL fucked an Aston Martin
Is that an?
and had a
Is that
baby.
an R230? Is that what it is?
It's like a 2005 era SL.
It's an R230. That's like the worst SL.
It's
Imagine what
55s
things are out of my
They're kinda
brain
cool.
because I remembered Tremonto and Latigo. Like what thing?
What did that
No,
displace?
you're-
What did that displace in my
Yeah,
mind?
Travis, you're down
What
bad,
do I
dude.
not know? Yeah.
You're down.
You're down
down,
bad.
down,
like
down,
I don't know how to
bad.
even know that.
Well,
I'll tell you what, though. I bet these would be terrible. I bet if
they'll
you,
be just as they'll probably be just as good as the cars they're based on, but
Yeah.
slightly worse.
Can you
Slightly
think
heavier.
of an
Yeah.
easier car to total? If someone door dings this thing,
Done.
it's done.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, we need a fender.
Yeah. Do you have a fender for a Fisker Tramonto in stock? Honestly, Henrik might.
They probably do.
Yeah.
No, and like the third, like, shell company and solvent company or whatever.
I kind of feel bad, but like this dude had he should have just.
He had a lot of shots at it.
There's
He
somebody.
was so good at drawing cars for other people.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say the Ocean looks great. I think
I
it's
agree.
I
It's
think
not
it's a
bad
good looking
looking.
Yeah, I
car.
think it's a good looking
Yeah,
car.
there's
Yeah, it's not bad
someone around the corner from me who has one, and it sits in their driveway. And when I saw was it Edmunds had the problems with the key fob where they had to press unlock like 65 times to unlock the car. I just imagine because it was parked behind like a Volt or a Prius or whatever that he's just blocked that car in forever now because the Ocean's just sitting there.
He was
at all
also
times.
upside down on the Volt, and he was putting the Ocean there to prevent it from being towed.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
The Ocean left my wife and I stranded 3 times in 12 hours, and I called Fisker and I said, "Come get this thing.
Good car.
I'm done."
Yeah,
Yeah.
good car.
Good cars.
Functional car.
Yeah.
In hindsight, if I knew how fucking the kind of mileage Marcus Brownlee could have got out of it, I should have just made a film shitting on it.
God,
We made a film shitting on the Cybertruck. It did like 6 times our normal traffic. Fuck.
Cybertruck's like not. It's like topical though. That's like
Yeah,
a,
yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a piece of shit.
It is.
It's
It
so
looks
easy
horrible.
To fucking shit on.
looks horrible.
I saw one at the
drives
coffee
okay.
shop by my house, and I just spent a couple minutes walking around, and every panel was off.
Oh, it's fucked,
every
yeah.
single one, and like there were so many sharp edges too.
Yeah.
It's like an
Yeah.
insurance liability to walk near the
Like
car.
you know those things you could buy to core an apple.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
you just like
Yeah.
pressed. That's a Cybertruck hitting a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you hit a pedestrian with one of those, it just cores them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy.
Horrific Cybertruck accidents.
Yeah.
I still think it's kind of cool to look at from
looks
a
different.
from a distance because you don't see anything like
Well, it's like
that.
an LOD.
Dude, well here
I saw one today
I
already.
see
Like
a
10,
video
12
game.
a day.
Yeah, I already
And
saw one
once
today.
once you get past seeing a couple of them a day, you're like, wow, this is just deeply embarrassing for you.
Yeah, it's just like a what's the dog whistle for Elon Musk fans? That's what it is. You drive one around like, oh yeah,
It's a
I
MAGA
like
hat.
Yeah, it's a MAGA hat. It's a MAGA
the
hat
MAGA
car.
hat of cars.
Yeah, it's a MAGA hat car
basically.
for sure. It's but also like when we had one and I just parked it like in front of a taco shop in West LA, like the people would walk up to me, like little Andrew Tatey. You feel me?
Oh,
yeah, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like like when I had a Skyline, I had to talk to so many dudes.
Yeah.
When you have a Cybertruck, you have to talk
Dudes.
to the worst.
You have to
dudes.
talk to the worst
The
dudes.
worst
The
fucking.
dude's like, I'm a
most-
high value man type dudes.
Oh
that
my
type
God.
shit. Yeah. It's the fucking worst.
Oh my god!
I make my bed every morning.
Every morning. I don't need a girl.
Oh my god!
What do you think of James's gin?
It's really good.
Pretty fucking
It's nice,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
really nice.
is it?
Sorry, we
Mutton.
ran out of Fever Tree earlier.
That's fine. I'm digging it straight.
I don't
Yeah.
taste the mustard.
We
You gotta let it sit.
I don't either, but it does have like a richness of.
Yeah, it's got a
flavor
nice.
that's-
It's
that's
got a
nice.
nice tang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Nice
technical
tang.
term they use for gin tasting. Is a
Nice
tang.
tang. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, James seems awfully proud of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, man. I like gin. I drink
it's
a bunch
nice.
of different ones. I thought it was good.
I think
That's
it's
the
good.
closest thing, because most people I talk to like don't like gin. They're like, what? Why
I
do
think
you
gin
do
and
that? So-
tequila give me the least hangovers.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
clear alcohol.
I like.
Clear.
for
I
sure.
don't know. I like tequila a lot, and it gives me the most hangovers.
Well, that's a volume
Chugging
situation.
Cuervo by the handle.
No, I buy the expensive one and the blue.
Casa Azul.
Yeah, I like that. And then I read that
Just
it's
to
not actually
show
very,
off.
it's not very good. Well, during
No,
the
I just tried the Rocks tequila. Not bad.
Good.
Not bad.
I
Go the Rock.
Terramana.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it was all right.
Oh, you mean like The Rock?
Yeah.
The Rock.
Oh, like
he has a
Dwayne.
tequila.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne.
What
Johnson.
do you call him?
Hell
Like,
yeah,
whole
brother.
fucking-
We're on a Dwayne,
No,
on a
he's
Dwayne
got,
basis.
yeah, he's got a tequila called Terramana. And it's
Okay.
good. I buy my tequila based on what celebrity, endorses it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Clooney for a bit.
Yeah.
Ryan
worked for
Reynolds.
them.
a bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casamigos is unacceptable to me.
But who's Casamigos?
That's George Clooney
That's George
and
Clooney, yeah.
Randy Gerber.
It's actually pretty good though, Casamigos.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
It's like the best of the meh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Terramana is actually a little better than Casamigos.
It's your like Visa Cash App RB of of tequilas for sure.
No, I
It's
think
more
that's
successful
honestly, I
than
think
that.
that's Casa Azul now.
Yeah.
It's way more expensive than it should be.
Yo.
Man.
How are you going to name something such garbage?
What? It makes sense. It's Visa, it's Cash App, it's Red Bull.
God. But
yeah,
remember
I guess.
one race where Ferrari had to put like HP logos in,
No, that's
really
their thing.
aggressively?
That's every race.
That's every
No,
race.
but there was one race where they had the blue wheels because it was
Miami.
like the
Oh,
HP
Miami,
colors
yeah.
meets Fiorano package.
Yeah.
Blue,
Yeah.
It looked so bad.
Well, remember the whole hype up? Like, we're going to change our livery. We're going to do
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
We're changing it up for Miami. You
had
show
it.
up, it's like a blue stripe on a red car.
Oh,
and it just
dude,
looked kind
and
of
I
like
don't get
shit.
excited by the livery unveils at all.
British
Who cares?
296
No.
press car had the blue
Yeah, the
wheels
blue and
on
red
it. I was
one.
like,
But that's like
yikes.
because that's historic. That's historical racing colors,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes,
they're
but
doing
that
that as
doesn't
doesn't make it
mean
okay.
it's good.
Doesn't make
Yes.
it good,
Like
but it
some of the
means that there's at least
stripes
there's a
on Porsches
reason.
on 911s are
what
bad.
percentage of historical racing colors look good on modern cars?
Some
Rothmans?
Rothman's minus the lettering.
Minus the lettering is pretty sick.
Gold-
John Player Special
JPS hard.
always is
That's
good.
just black and gold, though.
Yeah.
But like
Gold
the
leaf.
Porsche graphics packages on the Targa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rough roads.
I think 911R looks
Yeah.
bad. I think the Rothmans. I mean, the Rough Roads thing, the lettering's dumb, but I think also the stripes and colors just don't work in this era. It just looks like from a different time.
I would,
fair.
though, but because I'm a fuckboy. Like, I would just drive around a livery car.
You would.
The
100%.
Ferrari's blue wheels was
No, that was just
not-
heinous.
That's
well, 'cause-
not good.
Well, red and blue, Superman colors are bad. That's why Travis
Superman
made the wrong call with his Type R.
Superman colors are bad,
Hey.
but if it's like predominantly blue with like red seats, it could fly. Could.
Yeah, like the Type
Amazing
R.
pun.
I don't
Right?
think so.
Right?
I don't
Like
know.
Type R?
Boost blue
Everybody?
Type
Yeah.
Rs are a crime.
Yeah.
Has
Sorry.
your Type R treated you rightly?
Yeah, yeah.
What color is your Type R? Is it?
It's blue with red
Boost,
seats.
It's boost blue.
Oh,
They're all red seats.
Yeah, they're all
right?
red.
Yeah, they're all
seats.
red seats.
That's all right.
I wanted a white one, but I went to the dealer and I said, I'd like a Type R, please. And they said, we're getting a blue one. And I said, what about a white one? And said, we'll get one in a year or never. And I said, I'll take the blue one.
John Cena just bought the white one.
Yeah, John
You're
Cena
out
bought
of
the
luck.
white one. No, but I went to, there's me at the local Honda dealer.
Local man buys Honda Type
I went
R.
to I went to a concert last week and I pulled in behind a white Type R, and then once I found my friends, I was like, holy shit! And there was another blue Type R, so I just parked next to that guy.
I'll tell you
and hung
what.
out.
Go back to that other photo, Zach. Your current haircut makes you look much less like a Make-A-Wish kid. and so I really think you should stick with this. It's
Wait,
good.
which one is that?
It's the Make-A-Wish haircut.
Yeah, this will get there in like 3 months.
See,
and
if
then
we
I'll
were
agree.
Yeah.
auditioning for Top Gear, that would have been a great line.
That would have been a great put down for me.
Good shit talking.
Oh,
Good shit
yeah.
talking. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. At the concert I saw him at was, if you want to know if Trump wins, this is his inaugural, because it was Finger 11,
What even
Three
is that?
Doors Down, and Creed.
Finger 11 is one thing? Is
They
that
had one thing and Paralyzer.
And and Paralyzer
Yeah.
and Creed.
I went to the Creed show at
Creed,
the PNC Bank
I hear
Arts Center.
Creed is having a totally non-ironic.
No,
like,
Creed is
renaissance.
cool with Gen Z.
Creed's good again.
Yeah,
They
Creed's
sound
good.
way
Yeah.
better than I thought they would.
I'm not surprised because I was very surprised to find out that Creed wasn't cool.
No, it really wasn't for a bit
You're
there.
wearing this shirt. Like, what do you mean?
unironically liked Creed
Yeah.
in period, and then people were like, "This is fucking so lame." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, I hate 'em.
Totally
Creed,
lame.
it's like so lame." Like, right? Yeah, but there's a little Jesus-y. But besides that,
Well, okay. So first off, if you go to that show, be prepared for a lot of Trump flags,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of if around here, mostly Cybertrucks, and it'll be very Tate-ish. A lot of Zin packs, and then the Three Doors Down guy, who frankly I thought was Puddle of Mud at the beginning, because I said, when are they playing Blurry? And apparently my friend's like, that's a Puddle of Mud song. I was like, shit, I,
I
wanted
think
to
the
hear
Puddle
Blurry.
of Mud guy just got arrested.
He
for
did,
something.
but if you pull up a photo of Wes Scantlin, who's
Yeah.
the Puddle of Mud guy, and then Brad something from Three Doors Down, they look like the
They
same
do?
person. One's
Okay.
from Mississippi, one's from Missouri, I guess.
I liked Three Doors Down
Missouri?
in period, also unironically.
I do too. No, I do
Yeah.
too. So, but it was good. So he kept saying, "Thank you, my friends. God bless you." After every song, he had an American flag on stage, and then before one of their songs, he starts talking, and he's like, I don't like it when singers get up on stage and pontificate and talk a lot before their song, so I stay pretty quiet.
But here we go.
Like
Yeah, here we are
Jesus.
pontificating.
So,
Yeah.
but if you give me 2 minutes,
That's a lot.
That's a long
That's a
time to talk.
song.
Bruce Springsteen maybe can get 2 minutes. So he starts talking about how everyone's great and we're all friends and we're all divided. And if you all know that Jesus loves you, he says, and then he says, if you can repeat after me, and he goes, I am loved by Jesus. And my friends and I, one of my friends is Jewish, and not to brag, but the three of us are all looking at each other like, holy shit, this is the most whacked out thing we've ever seen at a concert.
What percentage of the crowd chanted?
I would say
Or it's-
80.
Yeah.
That's like that's god tier like Gaslight Girl
Yeah.
Boss Gatekeep.
It was crazy, but then Kryptonite sounded awesome, so
Cool,
it was
good
all
times.
good.
Yeah.
It was just wild to me. Like, good for him. He's found. What I don't care about that.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like wild to me at a concert that you're doing that with. Like, it was a packed house there too.
Was
I
it
don't know
only
if you
2
went
minutes
to
or did it
PNC
stretch?
Bank Arts Center.
Oh, yeah, it's a fucking huge
It's
venue.
a big place. Yeah, it was sold out. It was
Yeah.
huge. So
What was the name of the festival?
it's the Summer of '99 tour.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an unironically great time. Like,
I 100% believe you.
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
outside of that 2 minutes, it was totally fucking solid.
and like, if they come out here, if they haven't already, go see it. It's fun.
These people don't come to California.
Okay.
No,
Well,
I
they're
go
playing.
to OC.
not the
I'll go to
not,
Orange.
Oh,
Orange
yeah,
County.
Hampton Beach. They go to
Orange,
Hampton
Orange
Beach,
County.
yeah.
They're playing.
What's
They're playing Madison Square Garden the day after Thanksgiving. I will
Awesome.
not be
Oh,
going
we
to
don't
that
have a
one.
venue that big.
What's
Okay.
that? There's some amphitheater that's like it's an outdoor amphitheater that's that we have one. It's like in San Diego, but it's like it's a fucking 9-iron from Mexico. It's real close, and it's called like the Mattress Firm Amphitheater or some
Yes.
the Sleep Train, something related to bedding amphitheater.
The Michael Fox Arena. I'm sorry, Fuchs.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's probably got a Rolls Royce.
Stop posting on Instagram. I haven't seen it.
He had his whole collection of cars was like being auctioned a while back, and he had like the only M2 painted in Phoenix yellow.
Ooh,
Which was rad as hell.
cool.
It had
That's
like
kinda cool.
20. It had
Kind of interesting,
it had like 23 miles
what
on
was the
it.
interior?
of course.
It was,
It was
black,
probably
black.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It was just
this
a-
guy. If you have no idea who we're talking about, this guy in about 2010, 2011. I guess that's when he got money because he just bought like 6 of everything,
Yeah.
and all in the fucking nuttiest color combos.
I think he has a Hispano Suiza.
Get the fuck
Like
out
a
of
with
here.
a Carmen. The
bought
Carmen.
got one?
The
Yeah.
modern one?
Yeah, the modern
No
one.
way.
The
It's
Carmen.
not even like if you could buy one. It's
Can
he
you look
actually
up
got
on
it delivered.
Instagram? It's FUX
But it's
with Michael was his Instagram.
Yeah, but it's I've been told it's pronounced Fuchs.
It's pronounced Fuchs, but it's
but it's
like
Fox.
he's embracing
But
the
it's like-
fact that it's
Yeah.
like
It's a little
pretty
clever. It's a little clever.
fucks
Yeah.
with.
There
That
you
it's
go.
fucks with.
Michael
I haven't seen this guy
Fuchs.
post on Instagram in a minute. Oh, I guess I'm not following anymore. He must have posted some real crazy shit for me to unfollow.
No, that's a
him,
992
honestly.
GT3. It's like
He's got
recent.
GT3,
Yeah.
but his
Sport
color
classic.
specifications were really off the wall.
Yeah, he does a lot of pinks, a lot of yellows, a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
That's
a lot
called
of wild.
It's called lurid, I think.
Which
is
are,
what it
but
is.
like
Yeah.
it'll
like that
be, but
Cullinan?
like it'll be like a
That's a hermit.
monochromatic white interior, like a Ferrari, where like every surface of the interior is white, like just crazy stuff.
That's a horrific Cullinan, by
and
the way.
that Cullinan's not.
Oh, there's
great.
that Phoenix
There's the
yellow,
Oh, there's
too.
the M2.
It's an M2.
Yeah.
It's an M2
You know
comp.
what? That works.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love Phoenix Yellow.
Straight up, that works
Yeah.
on the M2.
Yeah.
It does.
Ah, no bucket seats though.
Like a boss.
You couldn't
dude.
get a button
fucking
with bucket seats.
bosses go comfort pack. Fight me.
No, it's like
No, because Chris
like
is 27.
It's like
thinks he's a
PDK.
race car driver, like we did when we were that age.
Correct.
I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
Listen, we had Jensen
Get it.
Button's GT2 RS here for a long
Was it
time.
comforts?
GT2 Visoc RS comfort seats. Boss F1 champ move.
I just lost respect for Jensen Button.
How does one lose
Doesn't
respect?
his singer
don't know.
have one sports seat and one like super bucket?
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, I want to be comfortable. Or no, his wife wants to be comfortable.
His wife wanted to be
And he has
comfortable,
that.
so
that's
he
sick.
has asymmetric interior.
which
on
is
that
that's
side.
that's hard.
Which
though.
is Cassis Red. Guys, just one more quick break to remind you that our TST merch is available at thesmokingtireshop.com. Get it while supplies last. And my collaboration with Notice Watches, The Canyon, does have a few units remaining at noticewatches.com. The beautiful blue colorway is there with the twinkly night sky motif. It's got gilt hands and gilt indices. Comes on an amazing Jubilee bracelet. It's 200 meters water resist. It's a Swiss movement. It's an amazing piece. I've been talking about it for over a year, and you can get it in the night sky colorway now while supplies last. And now let's get back to the podcast. Because he's a fucking G.
Okay.
Oh my
all right,
God.
all right.
Very excited for
fair
him
enough.
with the Cassis Red.
Last time I went to the Lotus factory, I went to the Avaya line.
Did you see his?
very
So I
real
walked
car.
in and they're like, we can't take pictures. It hadn't been unveiled yet. And they're like, we can't take pictures of Jensen's car. So I'm looking around like, which one do I think is his? And I'm like, oh, maybe it's that one over there. And then I got to the back. I'm like, oh, it's the one in the Braun livery.
The one in the
Yeah.
exact
No shit.
Braun livery.
Yeah,
Which,
it's-
if you think about the Braun livery, you go, that's not going to work on a road car.
Looks
But it
awesome.
looks amazing.
That car looks
on the
rad as hell.
Avaya.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Man.
That really worked. I just watched the documentary. I finally got around
series
to
is
it.
so good.
No, who are we talking about it with? Somebody famous. I forget.
Keanu
Peter
Reeves.
Attia, I think we
Peter
talked to him about it a
Attia, we
little
were
bit.
talking about it with.
Oh.
And he's like a famous doctor.
Oh.
He's got a big podcast and whatever.
Yeah.
And mad Formula One nerd. But I finally, after that, I finally got around to watching it. It's very
So
good.
good.
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really well done.
I love how they
Keanu
blend
was a
like
good
the,
host.
and they blend like the new stuff with the old stuff.
Yeah.
And they have
Yeah.
Nick Fry and Ross Braun in the car together, like now reliving the moments
It's
of
so
going
well
to the
produced,
board.
like bringing people to a racetrack just so they I forget who it was, but they just have him in a racing suit on a track, and then they just sit down in chairs and talk about the race. But you're like, no, we want you to wear the racing suit
In the bronze
in
suit,
period correct,
Yeah.
like he
all that
just got
shit.
out of the track,
It's
out of the
amazing.
car.
It's so well done.
Wasn't that like Rubens and
yeah.
Well, they have
and
Rubens
Keanu?
Barrichello and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
but I can't remember who the driver was. But yeah, or maybe it was Rubens.
It was Rubens.
Towards the
Because
end,
Rubens was
yeah.
the number 2. That
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's
the other
real,
driver.
a
not the
really,
number 2.
really good series.
He certainly felt
Really
like number
enjoyed
2
that.
after, in that little thing. Yeah.
I think
Do you guys
so.
want to top off?
did.
Oh, yes, please.
Here, ice yourselves.
All right.
And then, there's the James Gin is not special because I'm going to buy some. But that one is the error bottle. It says mustard spelled wrong on it. So I'm going to keep the bottle.
Let me dap you up, Travis.
Oh,
Keep
please,
the bottle.
yes.
I'm going to
Dap
pour
me-
some real
dap-
swill
dap
back
me
into
up.
there so it seems like it's unopened.
Remsud.
That's
vacuum
plenty.
sealer.
Thank you.
I think that's not
Oh wait, what are you
I
gonna
think
do?
it's more than enough.
I was just saying, I'm
Pour it,
gonna
just fill it with water
I'm
and-
just going to fill it back up with water so it looks like we haven't drank it.
I had a roommate that did that to me, and so that I didn't know that he drank all my gin, and I was like, "Oh, you have a problem. I need to move."
Well, that's what we did with our parents back in the day.
Right.
You'd top that shit back
Yeah, a little,
off.
little displacement, a little Breaking Bad methylamine heist, you know?
Exactly.
I
It's not
didn't. I
bad,
didn't
though.
drink when I was a kid, so I didn't. I
You
never
didn't-
did that.
Oh, wow.
I didn't-
What a good kid.
Once
over here.
I,
I was-
I drank when I was really young, and then once I
Like
got
what,
my
4 or 5?
yeah, bottle, and then no, the glass with my cough medicine, and then once I got my driver's license, my parents fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
If I catch you drunk, I'm canceling your car insurance. I'm like making you sell your car, like all this
Yeah.
shit. And so I didn't drink from when I got my license until I graduated high school and went off to college, and then I got
Same.
wasted.
I didn't even go to party. Well, part of it because of how cool I was, but I didn't go to parties. But like anytime I did, I had a 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock curfew when I was in high school, and it's like nothing was happening by then
Yeah.
anyway. So I would just go home and I would be scared to drive. And all the stories I heard from friends about how they operated to go there made me not want to do anything. Like there was kids that would be like, the designated driver would get blackout before they left.
Yo.
So that way they get to the party and that guy would stop drinking and then he'd be fine to drive
That's-
everybody home.
No
Yeah,
one knows
yeah. Stuff like
alcohol
that. Yeah,
science
yeah.
like a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
or
well, say the
16-year-old.
17-year-olds got. I remember stories of like one guy being was so bad that they just fed him like a loaf of bread, so to like
That
soak
works.
up the alcohol.
No, bro,
Tom,
that
you
works.
gotta
That's
drive.
that's,
Oh, that's science. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
science. That
yeah,
works.
yeah. I had a friend who like got home and then fell asleep in his car with a leg out the door, and his mom found him. So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It's not good, but that's
No,
funny
no,
now.
no. But they're all
funny now because they're not dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or didn't kill anybody else.
Yeah, not them.
I didn't drink, and I love to drive. So I would drive my drunk and fucking super high friends around, right?
Yeah.
My friends were all like eating Molly and shit. So like they'd eat Molly, and I had the system in the fucking car because we went to Chinatown. We got the fucking stolen gear.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we'd fucking bump the MTX Thunder 1000s in
Yo.
the trunk. Oh, you had to have them.
Some Pit My Ride shit.
Fucking
Yeah.
bump this shit, and I'd be driving around the freeway, fucking 80 miles an hour, stone cold sober, with the drunkest, most fucked up people in my car, mobbing with the phantom lights turned on because, of course.
Yeah, well, you had
and
to. This is in the Mountaineer.
no pre. This is my Subaru Legacy GT.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Lady killer out
And
here.
then, and then because I looked old, I had a goatee, I had a fake ID, I had a racket going. I would go to the Sunoco station.
You're like an Uber driver before.
I would go to the Sunoco station in Portchester, and I'd buy like 10 30 racks, and then I'd flip them to my friends at 100% markup. Because like they can't get it,
Right.
So who are you gonna call?
Supply and demand, baby.
Oh my
Baby.
God.
I had a
it.
pager. It was on.
You got to pay.
Fucking slumlord.
Fucking page me, dude. I'll bring a 30 rack. Let's go.
Dude, that's unbelievable. Portchester.
Ooh, is it time?
God,
Yeah, that's
that brings
that's,
memories.
That's not a real
Portchester's
place.
premium now.
I've been to shows there.
Yeah, at the Capitol Theater.
Yeah.
Now it's like there's like dope restaurants. Now it's what's up. It
Yeah.
was its time.
Yeah, it's
Because it was right between Greenwich and Rye. It was like
Right.
the two richest places you can imagine, and then this one like lower middle class spot. It was a matter of time.
but it's like one of those because there's so many places around there, right, that have been up and coming,
Yeah,
quote
yeah.
unquote, for God knows how long. People are like, invest in Newark, it's gonna get good soon, and it's like
Faraday future.
it's a Faraday future of
But
cities.
here's why Portchester was predictable. Connecticut bars close at 2.
Yeah.
New York bars close at 4.
4.
This is the first town over the New York border
Yeah.
on 95. So if you're in Connecticut and that, it's also the Dewey capital of the fucking universe because of that.
The what?
DUI.
Oh, Dewey.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about like guys named Dewey.
No.
Yeah.
Did you
Police just
guys
sit
not
on the
say
side of the
Dewey?
road.
You never said Dewey?
No.
Is that just a me thing?
Might
That's a
be.
DUI, I think.
That's just
No one
DUI,
ever said.
DUI,
I guess
DUI,
maybe that's a
yeah.
Portchester thing.
Yeah.
Maybe once you get a certain number of
Yeah.
Deweys, it's
You guys got him so much you had to shorten it.
That's a Utica expression. Like steamed hams.
But the cops were just like bears, and you guys are salmon going upstream. You're just like, they got to come here to drink more. And just
they would
ticket.
sit at the exit on 95, the Portchester exit. It was like fucking fish in a barrel. It was easy.
Man.
Yeah. Pre-Uber, fuck. You guys were killing it. The cops by that, I mean. And also the people running over other people because they were
There was a
drunk.
lot of killing. There was just metaphorical and literal killing
There's
going
like
on.
lots of murders
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, lovely.
So cars.
What about them? You hear about
things, cars,
I don't
cars
know.
and things.
Well, I guess we should. We work at Motor One now,
Yeah.
which is
Fucking traitor.
well, I mean, when you get laid off from your job, you got to find somewhere else to go.
As it turns out.
Unfortunately,
say
I
work
tried
for
to
free?
apply for a couple more jobs at Road and Track, but they didn't hire me back. I don't know what happened. Yeah, we gotta.
No, it's not a traitor. You're not a traitor. You just took everybody.
Well, I can't blame
I
them.
had to fill in a shortfall, a staff shortfall for a couple months.
I mean, I can't.
Not
You
your
know,
fault.
people want to do what they want to do, and if they want to work where they want to work is not up to me. So if they wanted to work at the place that has 75 years of history, you know, that's good for them. If they wanted to work at the number one in motor, that's also good. So that's
the place that has 75 years of money, then it's okay too.
hey,
Yeah.
hey,
He's saying
no.
it's a you problem, basically. That's what it is.
It was
It's definitely a me problem.
I mean, there were way too many editors at large, and I knew my
Yeah.
I knew where I stood.
Now
Dude, it was
Were you competing editor at larges? Both of you?
we were well
for a time we were both.
I think
we were
com-
co-editors.
I guess that's a race Matt won.
we were complimentary editors at large. I went I went to Goodwood Festival of Speed in 2022. I just stayed for like 5 more days. I drove the 4-cylinder Amira. I went to Pro Drive.
we were there.
Yeah, I did all this. I did all these extra things. I wrote a story back on the plane. The next morning, I got laid off. So it was like, well, you're not getting the rest.
And then someone hit me up and they're like, we have all this photography of the Amira, and I know you also drove
Yeah.
it. So can you finish this story? And I did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Had to pick up the
Hey,
slack.
it's
I
fine.
did. I
It's
had
fine.
to do it.
And-
And then you were running all the timed laps at Road and Track. And then when you were gone, they brought in Jethro
Yeah.
to run timed laps. And Jethro can't make it to the Performance Electric Vehicle of the Year in New York next week. So guess who's running the timed laps now?
Where
This
are
guy.
you doing it?
One Matthew.
New York Safety Track.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That'll
Which
be
I've
fun.
actually never driven. I'm kind of excited for.
Yeah. I've heard it.
What
I've
is it,
heard
like
it's cool.
is it like a police training track type thing, or what is it?
I mean, yeah, I think, but they do actual track days there. Like it is
Yeah.
a real track from what I
what's it
New
called?
York
New
Safety
York Safety
Track.
Track.
I've never been there.
It's
I
a
know
terrible name.
Like
but-
Silvestro, Aaron's been there a bunch.
Yeah.
Silvestro used to go there. That should be a
Yeah,
fun thing.
that's our
for you.
down
It
bad
should
track
be like
boy
a good
on
time.
staff.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's too bad I'm running all EVs, but like whatever.
New York
It's a
Safety
gig.
Track.
Hopefully the brakes work 'cause I don't think it has a lot of runoff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Most of them
for,
do. Most
Ironically,
of
for
them
being
do.
a safety track, I don't believe. I don't
Can we
know
get
the
a-
level of safety.
They really not have a.
It's crazy
Holy
they
shit,
added links but not hyperlink.
This
That's insane.
website is like
You have to copy and
fucking-
paste
Can we
it.
just like Google Maps it?
Yeah,
Like
and
Google
then
Earth
hit-
it?
better
yeah,
website
maps.
in ninth grade.
Well, it looks like a. I mean,
It's like
there's no curving.
We should have just rented fucking Wilzig Manor, dude. Oh, this
Oh,
looks
that's
real.
that
Look at
actually
that.
looks like an
Yeah, no,
actual
it looks
track.
legit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that does look like an actual track.
Yeah, that's like
okay, cool. Yeah,
that's like between like Streets of Willow and like Button Willow.
that. Yeah, it reminds me of
seems
what's
like-
that one I drove in South Carolina?
would that be-
Not Carolina CMP, Carolina Motorsports Park.
I think something like that.
Yeah.
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 Or no, NCM is.
I was
like
gonna
in
say,
Bolton,
just from this
Kentucky.
view, it looks
not
like a
in-
mix.
NCM
of-
is nice. What's
Yeah.
the front straight is 2,100 feet.
So that's just
that's like a half mile,
Yeah, half
a little under
mile.
half mile?
Yeah, a little under half.
That will
third
be
one. You stretch
not enough track for the Taycan GT or the
No.
Lucid, but
That's a tiny track. For
Yeah,
those
you're gonna have to
cars.
start braking pretty
that'll be
early.
okay. It'll be fun for
No,
some,
that's cool.
some of the stuff. That's
Right
all
on.
good. Whatever. It's a track.
Nice.
Yeah,
that'll be
okay.
fun.
So, all right. So, what's happening in fucking Motor One right now?
Nothing.
Let you.
Yeah, not
let
much.
you. I'll let you plug it. What's going on?
So we have a good. We're doing a lot of feature stories, a lot of car tests. We're the first U.S. outlet to drive the Pagani Utopia, or the Utopia. Pagani.
Really? You're the
Yeah.
first?
It was the first
You're
U.S.
the
journalist.
first people
we were the
to drive
first
it?
U.S. journalist to drive the Pagani
drove
Utopia.
it?
Kyle.
Really?
Yeah,
Mr. Kennard.
He went to Italy. We flew him to Italy, and he drove the Pagani.
That's what it took, a flight. They were like,
They
yes,
were like,
but
yeah,
you come here.
Well, they're like, they set up a whole thing. He got time with Horatio. He got like a couple hours with the car. He did a bunch of stuff with the factory and stuff. So finally, the drive just ran. So we've got
that's cool.
Yeah, we've got that. We're planning our own track test, which ironically is at Thunder Hill, and I think it's 2 weeks after Peabody.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
These cheap tracks. What are you gonna do?
oh man, I love these cheap tracks.
Thunderhill West is cheap.
I know it's great.
But it's like sick though.
Yeah.
Huh?
But it's
yeah,
like
it's really
sick.
nice.
It's a great
No,
track.
it's- Other than the fact that it's in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're planning that end of year stuff. We're trying to do a truck one as well. So figuring out where to do that off road.
P-Tody?
Yeah, we're calling it the cool.
Patootie.
We're
Patootie patootie.
no, we're calling that the cool car cup and the cool truck cup. We're only inviting a couple. We're only inviting a couple cars to each because the thing with P Cody, you know this, you can say it like, there's 10 cars there.
Yes,
or
there
12
are.
cars, whatever cars are, you know there's 2 or 3 that are going to be the ones that are going to compete for the win. For the most
Yeah,
part.
well, we've divided now by price.
Right.
They've divided it over under. But
Okay,
yes.
well, in the old days when it was one win,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know that there's only going to be 2 or 3 cars there. Even at the price one, right? You know that there's going to be, if there's 2 price levels, like under 100K and over 100K, or if
Yeah.
they added levels to it this year, whatever. But like, you know there's going to be a couple. So we're only going to bring 5 cars. And so, because with 5 cars that we believe will win, well, we don't have the...
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think there's.
I think the difference is though, like, you have to fill pages of a magazine, right? So you have
Mm-hmm.
to, and you have cars your readers are interested in, and you can tell a big flowing narrative story with 10 cars. I totally get it. I mean, I love doing it, but this way makes it easier in terms of manpower, in terms of time needed, expense, all that sort of thing. So we're gonna do 5 or 6 cars, 5 or 6.
Fucking headache of 12 EVs at a racetrack. Holy fuck!
Yeah.
In upstate New York.
Is there charging?
Middle of fucking nowhere.
There's got to be charging, right?
Let me just say, it's not my fucking problem. my problem is lap times. That's my problem. Don't crash the car on the track. That's my problem.
That's the big one.
charging it. That's bless his heart. That's an Aaron Brown problem.
The good thing with doing it the safety track and doing it with EVs, and then I don't know if you're going to do it the same way that we used to do it with like 3 laps per car or whatever, but there's
Yeah, pretty
really
much.
no way to judge this. It's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
track that has a lot of times out there, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing too. It's like if as long as you put the caveat in there, I'm trying. Like this is my advice to you is
we're gonna really blur the line. Standing start lap. That way, it's like
really?
non-repeatable.
Yeah,
I
fantastic.
just decided that.
That's
right
some
now.
hot version shit.
I just decided that right
well,
now.
that's
like
why
toge
that's
battle.
part of why we ran.
But it's EVs. They launch. That's
Yeah,
what they do.
True, you're
right.
right.
Yeah.
You got it. So that way we can V-box a 0 to 60 and shit at the same time.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that-
efficiency.
That's
Yeah.
part of why we did North at Monticello. Not a lot of times there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
made it easier. I mean, people like to bench race with you, but also
Very important to not let them do that.
it makes it much easier to make you look better if it's a
yeah.
layout of a track that people don't use as
Listen,
often.
any fucking subtle nuance I can do to not be looking like a bad driver, I'm pro.
It's like that's why when we do Lime Rock, like we did the GT4 RS with the Manti kit.
Yeah, yeah.
Last month
it was so sick.
at Lime Rock. So we did the IMSA layout of the track,
Oh,
which is
cool.
what we
Yeah.
always, what we do with any of the
Yeah, but
events.
like no club racers ever.
Yeah,
run
no
that
club racers
line.
run
Yeah,
that, so they
yeah.
can't compare. But
Did you drive that?
Yeah, we both.
We both
Did you
did.
actually?
We both
Could you
set laps.
actually feel the difference? Did you get it? Did you have a non-Manti car?
I did a non-Manti car in 23. You know
So-
the story
but
that
that's-
you know the story you wrote where
Yeah, yeah,
someone
no, I
else
remember.
drove and held
That was the-
photographers.
that was the
I don't know
other
who the
one.
driver was. He was pretty good looking guy, but he had a Make-A-Wish haircut.
That was the other one. I had to fill it.
fast, though.
They
Very
had to, I had to
fast.
do
Really
2
fast.
stories. One was that one. They're
Yeah.
like, "You're the only other person who's driven both these cars."
I don't want. Literally the day that they talked that they had the meeting on my calendar, the last thing it says, "You can write the Porsche story still if you want." And I was like, "I'm not gonna be writing that story."
Yeah,
like
I think I
you're not
texted
paying
you that I had to. I think I told,
Yeah,
I
we
told
talked
you.
about
I
it,
was
yeah.
like, "Hey man, look, sorry, like I gotta do this."
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
You're like,
every-
I got to drive it and then don't have to do the writing part of it. That sounds great.
yeah, I'm in the photography.
So,
we ran
the Manti kit. Can you feel the difference?
Yes.
you can.
and it's actually the car is about a half second quicker. There, I ran a 58.8 in the non-Manti car a year earlier. Conditions were broadly similar, and then a 58.4 in the Manti car. So, I mean, it's better mid-corner. It's still a little. I mean, you saw this.
It's a 718. It's still like
it's
limited
still-
by strut
Yeah,
suspension.
it moves around a lot mid-corner,
Yeah.
but it had much better mid-corner grip. Corner exit was a lot better as well. Better under braking. Even though there wasn't much done to the braking, there were braided lines, I think, were the big difference.
I mean, the difference is like the front springs are 7% stiffer. They changed the front arrow a little bit, kind of stuff. Like they actually moved the balance like rearward. They made the car a bit more pushy. It was interesting.
Interesting.
But it was still like, still turned.
I dug the shit out of that car.
Yeah, it was a cool car.
Yeah, it was doing, what was it? It was doing like 140 something on the straight.
It was
there.
147.
I mean, that's pretty fast at Lime Rock.
It's stout at Lime
It's
Rock.
not McLaren fast, but it's pretty fast.
Do you know 765 LT at Lime Rock?
I mean, that's
165.
765 is ballistic though.
The 765 is a car that
165.
should not be sold to the public, probably.
165 miles an hour on a track that is 1.5 miles long.
Did I tell you what I did at Big Will on a 765? It was like 186 or something like that. It
it's
was
ridiculous.
It was
You
like
don't want to
ridiculous.
know what I did on Lake Hughes Road.
Oh no, I know.
That car,
It was probably that speed. It was allegedly, obviously.
More. It was a speed that was so obscene. I can't believe it was real.
765 in fourth gear is like feet tingling. You're
That
like,
car
holy shit.
spun the tires in fourth gear.
Yeah,
That car
holy
was bananas.
I fucking love that car.
You know what people are doing now?
What?
Fucking smart people is they're putting the 765 gearbox in Sennas.
Excellent.
And it's like
It's the move.
it's the fucking
It's the
move.
move. It's the
It's
move.
absolutely the move.
Yeah.
And by the standards of Senna, it's such a cheap mod. I think it's 30 grand.
Which whatever.
If they have a different gearbox?
The Senna has
Senna-
the same gears as the 720.
720. 765 is short gears.
So gearing. Not, okay, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
gearing. Other than that, they're the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know
that-
so the Senna acceleration is a bit, it's a bit boring.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but like
I can
there
tell
are,
that Chris is bored by
the thing that I thought
there's
about
literally
I'm
people
bored,
that
yeah.
own Sennas and then drove 765s and they're
they're
like,
like, fuck.
wait a
Because you
minute.
get to shift more. It's more fun.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
like
This is
it's like doing the
quicker.
gears on
Yeah.
a Cayman or something.
Well, the
like
thing
that.
with the 765 I like is they tuned in like body roll because the 720 is like a flat car, which like annoys me. 765
agree. I don't like
moves,
that. Yeah.
does stuff, communicates. That car is so fun to drive.
I like the 750 a lot.
I haven't driven
driven it
750 yet.
Very, very
Really?
good. I mean, I haven't driven on track. I've driven it on the road.
What's
And
765 hardware? It's like the dampers, the
But-
calibration, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
but it's set soft. The comfort mode and shit is
It's softer, yeah,
so it's for every day. I have an Artura Spider that I'm taking to Pebble that just came today. I've driven it the 4 miles, but it seems like these cars. I understand they got a bad rap because of the early fucking production hiccups and the reliability wasn't there. I get it.
Yeah.
But the fact is, the Artura Coupe was really nice to drive.
Yeah. I'm
sure.
I hear
this
it's a
is
great car, yeah.
Also really nice to drive.
Usually the McLarens, the Spiders are usually better, huh?
They're
yeah,
always
they're
the way
always
to
better.
go.
Yeah, they're always better.
Always. Well,
765 too. 765
Every time they
Spider.
come out with the Spider, they also improve everything. They add power.
It's a
they
dot
improve,
two.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they
that's like
finished
their
the car.
refresh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like not to be mean, but they finished the car.
Yeah.
They legit like.
Dude,
they're
there's
like, okay.
this Spider has a whole list of shit that they quote improved that I did not find was a problem with the other. Oh, we revised the spring rates and the
Yeah.
engine mounts. I was
Yeah,
like,
ABS
this shit was
calibration.
not an issue. Like,
McLarens are so good.
They are.
so
Aren't
great
they so
to
good?
drive.
It's in like in
Oh,
the
they're
it's like in the
so nice.
steering, you know. That's such journalist
Well,
shit.
the-
It is, but it is the
Electrohydraulic
steering.
It is the steering.
It's
It's the-
legitimately
it's
the steering.
it's the hydraulic steering.
So
It's-
nice to drive.
They're so excellent. Just,
Yeah,
oh, God.
I understand people that are afraid to own them because they can be a bit of a headache. But like, goddamn, are they great to drive?
Yeah.
I know, like you know, Tosin, right? He had like a
Yeah.
720, and like that thing cracked the windshield just for funsies, kind of vibes. Like
Yeah,
it was
they
just
do
like
that.
it was just like whatever. It was like there was one time where the wheel almost fell off. That was all right. You know?
Yeah.
it was cool.
The steering wheel?
No, like
No,
the
the
like
wheel.
a wheel, like
Oh,
a like
I mean,
a drive
either one
wheel.
of them would be bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't
yeah.
torqued properly.
It wasn't
Yeah.
torqued properly. That was the thing, but it was still, you know,
Yeah,
it's just a thing.
I understand. I do. I hear those people. And
But
I
it was
understand.
sick.
And Tosin fucking mobs his
Tosin
GT3. So
Yo.
good for him.
Yo, there was one time we were in the Kansas Tosin, and like he's mobbing this 488 down 9 Mile, and we check his tires, he's corded on both fronts, and I'm like, you
What?
fucking kidding me, Tosin?
That's
Are you
insane.
serious right now? He's like, yeah, whatever. I'll just go get new tires. I'm like, what?
Whatever. I'll just
Yeah,
like
get him right
die.
now.
I'll just like
It's fine.
die. Yeah, exactly. That's Tosin
Jeez.
though. Like his GT3, he's like, I just put new air on it. I just put a wing and a splitter. We're gonna try it on 9 Mile. I'm like, take it to the track. What the fuck?
No, you
Yeah.
do it on the road, man.
Rock stars, dude.
Yeah.
Rock stars.
No
Just
survival
let
instinct.
him fucking
Yeah.
send it.
I met him at Goodwood a couple years ago. He's a good dude.
Tosin?
Yeah.
He's a fucking great guy. I love
Lovely.
Tosin.
And go
Yeah.
buy his guitars if you're capable of playing a
I am
7
not
string.
capable of playing.
I'm not
anything.
either. I don't know how 7 strings work. I can't play them.
He's
But-
shit
7
stick,
strings
though.
on his guitar.
Yeah,
Don't
his
you
shit
only-
is
don't you-
sick.
He makes
don't
his
you
own-
only-
he makes
Don't
his
you only
own
need
guitars.
6?
No.
Not if
when
you're
his
awesome.
level.
Not if you're toasted. Not if you're like not if you like invented a new way to play guitar type vibe.
Yeah, which he did.
Yeah, which he did literally.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
He's a G.
Yeah.
What do we have on the Patreon, Zach? A bunch?
15, 14?
Let's go. Let's see what we got.
Like,
Maybe
all right,
more.
hold on, I gotta put the glasses back.
I mean, look, you guys are following James May.
I know.
So
You know.
This is not hypothetical.
Matt
My
Farah,
spouse
Taylor's
drives a
version.
comfortable SUV, and I have a hot hatch.
Let's see where you at. Holy shit.
Your
Okay.
spouse? You got a
Okay,
hot
let's see where we're at. If you want to get in on the game, patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast is the way to do it. You can support the show. You can get an ad-free listening experience. You can get the show ahead of time. You can watch a live stream. You can ask us questions. You can get exclusive access to TST merch and more, all by going to patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast. Please do it because, let's be honest, ad sales aren't what they used to be. Not going to fucking lie. The ad economy is in the shitter.
Well, you know that. Go to motor1.com. We could use your programmatic clicks.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Great username, Matt Farah, parentheses, Taylor's version, which I really like.
10 out of 10.
Hypothetical, your spouse drives a comfortable SUV. You have a hot hatch.
This is my life. My
This is
wife
you.
has a Mazda CX-90, and I have a Civic Type R.
You beat your friend on the back nine, and now he owes you a $100,000 car. If this is real, I mean, it's a hypothetical, but if this was real, that would be awesome. What is a go-to 100K weekend third car? So skip all the other shit. 100K weekend third car. You got GT4, you got a Mira, you've got Corvette, you've got something old like maybe a 328.
Boxer 25th anniversary.
Zach
Yeah.
loves that car.
I do. I know I bring it
I have
up.
my answer.
GTS 4-liter.
Yeah, no, I was about to say Cayman GTS 4.0. One of the most spectacular cars.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you could probably get a 996 GT3.
You could
So
get 996
we just got
GT3.
asked this. Apparently, 996 GT3 and like 2016 GT4s, 2016, 17 are about the same price.
I'd have the 911. I really would. Obviously.
I'm having a midlife crisis,
Spider
and
intentionally.
The Spider is sick though. Spider is the right move.
Spiders
I
are
know.
Yeah, it's just especially with your setup though.
especially mine.
I'm
Yeah,
having
yeah,
a
yeah.
midlife crisis, thinking about
Especially
getting a
you make-
997 and selling selling my two cars and getting a 997. And
We've been talking about this.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
we
got the
should.
Miata back, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what else? And you have the Honda.
Yeah.
So you're talking about selling both of those and getting a 997
Yeah.
Carrera
as
S.
your car.
Yeah.
Just a car.
Yeah, I don't drive either enough.
But you drive press cars, presumably, right?
I don't get press cars very much. I
Really?
commute to the city a lot, so I ride an e-bike to the train.
Okay. So
So,
that's all right.
yeah.
Good for you.
But what's a non-Porsche choice?
The problem
Look,
is
100K.
100K you can't get
I mean,
in
the
a Mira.
Mira is cool.
A Mira is more than 100K now, though.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right, but the
Yeah.
Mira is cool though.
You also can't get a Cybertruck anymore.
You can't get a
Yeah, it's
Cybertruck.
what's a Camaro
like,
Z28
But
now?
like why?
You could get
Oh, like
Camaro
40,
Z28.
45, 50.
Get two of
Gets you the
them.
best one in the
yeah,
world.
Camaro
Z28
Z28 would be so sick.
Z28s are rad.
Z28, GT350.
GT350, you could get an
those.
R like.
You
with,
could
with
get an R for
R.
under 100.
Those are
grand.
great.
Dude, I just drove a GT350. That's so fucking sick.
You could get
They're a
an
good time.
Holy
you get an
Yeah.
Evora GT.
I
an
tried
Evora
to buy
400.
one, and nobody would sell me one for
Really?
sticker in 2016. Nobody.
Oh shit, because I drove the Dark Horse, then a normal 350. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
the
Comes
Dark
later.
Horse is a proper downgrade.
It
isn't
is. I'm like, what?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
The 350 is a real car.
Definitely
Yeah.
not a Gallardo. I don't know about all that.
A Guyard, you know what? If you can get an 05 to 10,
Because that's
Gallardo
that's the
with
Audi
a
one.
stick,
That's the Audi one, right?
you couldn't give me an 04 for free.
Yeah, because it's a piece of shit.
They're fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
04s. Imagine how bad a car has to be to re-powertrain it
Yeah,
after a
entirely.
year.
Entirely new engine.
New engine, new
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gearbox in 1 year, and a
Yeah.
Lambo. How big of a shit box does that have to be?
Horrific.
Could you get a
Horrific.
But could you get a facelift Gallardo for 100K?
An LP, no.
No?
LPs are like $125 to $140.
But a non-LP facelift.
no,
Yeah.
but if you get a stick 05 to 10
Yeah.
is like totally decent.
Cool car.
Okay.
Yeah, fun.
Like
and
R8
well-
V10
and well-
though, fucking
R8 V10.
so good.
Or just
R8
a V,
V10.
or honestly, a
Those are
V8
more than
R8 with the
100.
six
V8s are
speed.
75.
Yeah, V8
Yeah.
R8, no, but even like 60. If you want like miles, like
Well,
so
I drove a
one.
first gen
It's no
V8 R8 manual, and I was like, "Oh, steering not that good." Like they're
It's
good
slow
GT
steering.
Cars.
It's slow steering,
Slow
yeah.
steering. I think you'd have more fun in some of the other cars.
Yeah, I think so.
100 ain't
You're right.
nothing,
GT
but
though.
it gets you a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
a
had
A lot of good time.
a Z28.
Like an
man.
Evora GT's up there too.
Evora GT.
Evora-
Well, I
yeah.
like the Evora 400 more than the GT.
Oh,
Did you drive them back to
this
back?
guy's
I'm not
driven
sure
both.
I remember the difference. It's been a
The
minute.
GT had worse seats. That's really the main thing, and it had a little.
the bucket.
It had
the GT was nerfed for U.S. market. The 400's like an
Yeah,
actual.
the 400 is like the real car. The GT was supposed to. They were
GT
supposed to bring
was
the
supposed to be
GT430.
GT430.
They were supposed to bring the Evora
Yeah.
GT430 in,
right.
and then they didn't. So they just put like it has the front fenders from the GT430.
well, no carbon bumpers, that type.
Yeah, and it didn't have.
for
It doesn't
sure.
have the full power or anything.
Yeah,
So
1000%. I don't know. Yeah, there's 100 grand's a lot of options, but also I don't know. I feel like you could spend less though.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
A lot of good options, though. I mean, basically something mid-engine with a manual gearbox.
Yeah, mid or rear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you
I
could
get
get
a
a proper
Z-
sports car.
You
Yeah.
could get a
What?
C7 Grand Sport. You can get for
Those
100
are
grand.
But those are like
great.
70
great.
grand.
They're way under 100.
I
Yeah,
know.
those
those
are
are
50 grand.
those are the best.
Those are
of
sick, though,
The
you're right.
C7s.
Were you there? Were you there on the C7 CR1 launch?
No.
Were you there on that?
I
At Road
wasn't,
Atlanta.
no. I'm baby. I just started this job.
They fucked up by having one of those there.
At
They
Road
had,
Atlanta?
They had
Are
a
you
C7
fucking kidding?
CR1 at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, what were you hitting on the back straight?
I crossed the kink at like almost 170 miles an hour. The car was
The fucking
the
insurance.
car
to do
actually
that.
scared me. Like it was
Yeah,
so fast. I
it's
was like,
fast, yeah.
This is probably too much. It had all the elements of being collectible because it was like terrifying to
Yeah,
drive.
yeah.
Those things are 300 grand now with a
I'm
6-speed.
not
or a
the
7-speed,
least bit
whatever.
surprised.
Absolute boomer bait.
Not
Holy
least
shit.
surprised. And then they had a Grand Sport. Like, do you want to have a go in this? And I went out after the ZR1.
Way more fun.
And I drove the Grand Sport. I was like, this is the perfect car.
The
Yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Sport is the best C7.
Grand Sport
The
is so
Z06,
sick.
the
yeah.
Z06 I really liked
Not
on the
it.
launch, but then I didn't like it after.
Yeah, it's not
the
it, though. It's not
CR1, I drove it on the P Cody we had it on. It rained every single day,
yeah.
and it was an
Death
automatic.
trap.
And it was an automatic, and it won somehow.
That's crazy.
Still,
Just the journalistic integrity we can.
that's
expect.
whatever. I don't know if I don't think I voted for it. I don't remember what I voted for.
That shit happens,
very
dude.
fast.
The
It did.
Veloster N1.
No, but
the
the
first
Veloster
year
N-
I did P Cody.
I will
It was
defend that,
not
though.
It's a great car, but it was
Yeah.
not my favorite.
No,
of
you
that
voted for
test.
the C2S, I think.
I voted for the 992
The C-
first
yeah,
and the
911
C8 Corvette second, and
Yeah.
then Veloster third.
I was Veloster 1, C8
Kamisa
2.
was there, and he was the champion of Veloster N.
Because it is a sick car, though.
It was a sick- it's a sick-
Veloster
it's a
is-
sick
because
car.
it steers
Yeah.
from the ass. That
Yeah,
car.
it
You-
does. It's real
sick,
good.
And
yeah.
that's what makes us fall in love with the front wheel drive car. If it
Yes.
doesn't-
It deserved to.
You have to embrace the instability.
I don't think Michael Cosgrove's question is still accurate because you have the Miata back.
You
He
bought
said,
it
which,
back.
Yeah, I
Which
bought
do you
it.
miss more, the Miata or the Lotus? He bought the Miata back.
I bought
How about
the
let's reframe? Do you miss the Lotus?
No. One day I would like to get a nice one. But
Yeah.
What did you own, an
A
S4?
I had,
shitty
an Esprit, I, had
Esprit.
a, I had a shitty Esprit S4.
Yeah.
A nice Esprit S4 or an Esprit S4S.
Not even an S4S, dude.
Yeah, it was $15,000.
Absolute bitch made.
I bought a $15,000
Yeah, it's a
Esprit.
tough fucking look.
Yeah, it was not. It was,
I
it was a
love
rough-
seeing other people driving Esprits. When I see an Esprit on the road, I'm like, yes, Esprit.
Yeah, Esprits are
right?
sick. Esprit V8s are like.
The only ones I've ever driven, though, I was like, these are weird.
They are
they
weird.
Drive weird.
They
as
drive weird.
Shit.
Yeah.
You ever drive one?
I haven't driven an Esprit V8.
Was the gas pedal heavier than the brake pedal in yours?
That's kind of
The
fun.
gas pedal was, as far as I know, normal. The brake pedal had obvious steps in it, and I think I talked about this the last time I talked to Sprix. I always talk about it.
Colin Chapman
No,
believed in a stepped brake pedal.
you only have 20 bar, 50 bar, 100 bar. That's
So
it.
all the
No in between.
the Esprits had so much part sharing. Like the V8 is not a good choice because the V8 engine is about the same weight as the 4-cylinder, but it only makes 50 more horsepower, and it doesn't because.
But it's fucking sick.
Was there a non-turbo V8?
No,
No,
They're all
no, it's
turbo.
all
They're
twin
all
turbo
turbo.
V8.
But it's transmission limited because of the same
The Renault
transmission
fi-
as
the Renault
as the
whatever.
as the Renault
The same
gearbox.
one the DeLorean had is a fucking
Yeah.
shitbox.
But the
Yeah.
other thing with it was the brake booster is a Delco part that was from a Holden.
Oh, so massively overboosted.
No, so
Yeah, yeah.
so they all failed and broke, and now they don't make the part anymore. So my car didn't actually have ABS, and it had a brake pedal that instilled no confidence
So you get like
whatsoever.
a Bisimoto manual brake
Yeah,
pedal.
so there
got
are
it.
people who do conversions and stuff, but yeah, I would like a nice S4S or like a Sport 350.
There
But
was just one time I bought parts from like a guy who had like a backyard in Sunland full of WRX parts. And like he had a fucking V8 Esprit. He's just like, yeah, this is my baby. He takes off the cover. He's like, let me take it out. He does a fucking burnout right in the street. I'm like, that's brave with that gearbox.
That is extremely brave.
With that, he's just, and he just goes.
No
I'm
way.
like, holy shit.
no.
Like this guy's, and he parks it right back.
Maybe it's like if it's used to being beat on, then it like holds together.
Yeah, it's like 2002 engine blocks. Like they leave it out in the rust.
Shins. You're like, no, you hit it a lot. It toughens the bone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anonymity says, electric cars depreciate rapidly and require expensive battery replacements. Now, let me just reinforce that this is what I'm reading this. What a Patreon member commenter says is not necessarily true, but it's just what they say. Anonymity says, electric cars depreciate rapidly and require expensive battery replacements. New cars with small displacement internal combustion turbo engines are requiring more maintenance and more expensive repair work. It seems like there are few good options for new car buyers today. Agree or disagree?
I mean, you can buy a Gordon Murray T50 today. That seems like a good option.
BRZ.
Good option.
Yeah.
I think
The
assumption is that good options mean I want a new car that will be efficient and last 500,000 miles.
Yeah,
or
and also he
I
says
want a Dodge Charger.
He says agree or disagree. He says agree. I disagree.
I disagree.
Hard disagree.
But I also understand the first point. I wouldn't buy an electric car right now.
No,
I
you
would
lease-
lease.
you
I
lease
would
the
lease an
motherfucker.
electric
Yeah,
car
yeah.
for sure, and we're considering it for next. I have a reservation on a Rivian R2,
That's a good idea.
and so I was thinking
Good
like
choice.
because it's coming up when our CX-90 will be sent, and I really like that, but I wouldn't buy it because I feel like the way that the technology is progressing and everything, like I don't want to be
It's an
trapped in
appliance.
something.
It's a tired point. You know, it's
but
an
I don't
appliance.
like in the small displacement turbo engine thing. I mean, there's so many that are good now and that are
They figured out
reliable.
direct injection. They figured all the shit
Yeah.
out. They're good now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I
If
So
you
I
really
guess
I
want,
mean,
I
unless you
disagree.
really, really want to buy it, if you're someone who goes, I'm the kind of person who buys a new car and keeps it for 15 years, and I want it to be bulletproof that whole
buy a
time.
RAV4. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I understand,
Yeah.
but it's not necessarily proven that that these turbo engines won't last.
Yeah.
I mean, right now there's like the stories about the Tundra engines having problems, the GR Corolla engines having problems. I think like there's enough stories in the enthusiast sphere of turbo engines going wrong that maybe that's where they're pulling this from, and it sounds like all of them are falling apart. But I think
Are those engines going wrong because they're turbocharged?
I don't know.
I think it's a direct injection thing mostly because you get like fuel dilution, you get all kinds of weird shit happening.
Yeah, I don't. Is it because they're turbocharged that they're not as dependable, or is it something else unrelated and they happen to be turbocharged? And I don't know.
I think it's also an emissions thing because like I had a Civic Type R, I had a previous gen to yours, and those like,
Same engine.
There's like crazy tables in the ECU with like catalyst heating,
Sure.
that just do like insane shit to the exhaust gas temperature that just make it want to die.
Well,
you know.
Okay, so here, the recall with Toyota and Lexus engines, they recalled 100,000 engines. So this is from the problem. The concern is that with some engines, debris may interfere with the operation of the crankshaft main bearings and cause the bearings to fail.
Yeah, casting flash. type
That's not
stuff,
good.
Yeah.
This could result in engine knocking, running rough, stalling, not starting, and the engine.
It's a
not
production
working.
issue,
So,
though.
yeah,
It's-
that's a
it's-
production issue. It
it's-
has nothing to do with the fact that the
Yeah.
engine is turbocharged.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Because I'm
true.
sure when they develop the thing, they're like, "Oh, this withstands whatever, you know, how many
Yeah.
millions of cycles." But if the shit isn't right,
That's
it's not
true.
going to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, and it's a tough spot, right? Because we do need better emissions. We do
sure.
need, reduced greenhouse gases, but it's hard because like if you love cars,
Those are it's not mutually exclusive,
Right.
Or it's like one thing definitely
right?
affects
And
the
like
other.
yes, like electric cars are better in terms of like localized carbon emissions because they
Yeah,
don't
but
have
you're just
any-
displacing it though.
But you're displacing it,
Yeah.
and there's a potential to have like cars be more disposable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is bad. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, this is good. Well, this is bad. It's like a tennis match. Good,
Yeah.
bad, good,
Hey, but it's
bad.
but over time, right? Like it's been like this for generations,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like anytime technology has changed, the cars have either gotten worse and then they've gotten better, and then
Yeah.
it's like Formula
We'll get
One.
there.
The rules change, the things get the series gets worse, the racing gets worse, but then all of a
And
sudden
then
it gets better over time, and then they change it again 10
Yeah.
years down the line, and
Yeah.
it gets better, it gets worse, then better. So
John Blackburn
I
says,
hate
I'm
this
buying
question.
a used versus new car question. Compare the BMW ZHP. I assume that means the E46. Was there any other ZHP?
This is E46 ZHP.
It's ironic because
Okay.
no one's
Versus the
There
Type R.
was technically an F30. There was technically an F30, but no one gives a shit about
There was an
that.
That's
F30?
There was an F30 ZHP,
Oh, I didn't know that.
technically.
No
but-
one's talking about that.
Yeah,
so
no one gives a shit about
E46 ZHP versus the Civic Type R.
So it's ironic because no one knew that Chris was coming, but Chris and I both have had ZHPs.
I've
and
had
Type
double
Rs.
the ZHPs you have.
Yeah, it's
And
what he said too.
Yeah.
How would I?
ZHPs are nice.
I'd compare the ZHP by saying it's
They are.
cheaper than the Type R.
Yeah, the ZHP you could pick. Yeah.
But in terms of
One's 50 grand and the other is 8.
I will say that the Type R, like
Type R is a massively better car in
I
every way.
really like my Type R.
Like including steering. Like ZHP steering's not the shit.
No, and
it's not.
The Type R is literally the first fast car I've owned.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean I've had Miatas. Come on.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
you
but-
think that's
and-
fast?
I mean compared to my other cars.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough. Okay.
it's
They're quick.
They're quick.
it,
Yeah, they
Type
get
R.
the job
Type R's
done.
quick.
Type R is faster
It's
than
got-
your BRZ in a straight line.
That's true,
All
but
right,
I
so calm
I
down.
had a Type R though.
I know.
So I was like,
you
yeah,
did.
it's
Your
fine.
Type R was insane.
Yeah.
But to me, the ZHP was nice. It was
It's
good.
it's a nice
I
car.
literally drove it to New York as my commuter car, whereas the Type R I will just drive all the time.
I think
You know what? E46s in general are really well made.
They're nice cars.
They're really. They
They're
were
versatile,
put
too.
together
Yeah.
really well. The proportions, the size, the visibility, the drive. It's all
Yeah.
really good stuff.
Yeah, the versatility too.
Yeah, they're really nice
Because like I had
cars.
ZHPs, I've driven E46 M3s,
Yeah.
and then I raced. You know Thomas from Throttle House. We
Yeah,
raced
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
an
you just did that
E46
race.
in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm like, this motherfucker actually rips.
Oh,
like this is
spec
actually
E46
cool.
race cars are a great time.
Well,
They're
that's
so
the
fun.
Caveat is it blew its motor in the second day
Yeah.
or whatever. Like that's
It
fine.
had 2 hours of
that's-
unbelievable
that
fun.
yeah, exactly. Precisely.
No.
I got my stint. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
is
it's good.
literally that is amateur. That's amateur endurance racing. I mean, Matt and I have raced together, and how long did that car sit in the garage?
Sometime.
Yeah, it was 2
Yeah.
9-hour
It was
races,
on,
and I'd
its
say
third gearbox.
Don't you?
That was a. But you guys had a good trip, right? And then that was the last one. The most recent one went south real quick, or have they both had?
We had a couple really good races,
Yeah.
and then we had a really bad one.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, the Mid Ohio. That was Mid Ohio.
Mid Ohio was
yeah.
really bad.
Yeah,
I love to drive Mid Ohio.
Yeah.
I love the track
Mid-Ohio
when
is my-
it's dry. When it's wet, fucking.
Once they repaved it, so it's
you
probably
need,
better now.
Yeah, what you
No, it's
need
probably
is
worse,
you need
actually.
3 doors down to pray for you. when it's fucking wet.
Are you?
dude.
Hold on. Are you Tool people? Do you like Tool?
The band?
The band?
Tool?
Yeah.
I saw Tool at the Power Up Festival in Palm Springs recently.
Uh-huh.
I like the idea of Tool better than I like.
Yeah, the fans suck, right? That's like the thing.
It's a real nerdy. It's the nerdiest of metal
That's the
bands,
thing.
but like.
You know what happened is I once admitted I never heard of Tool. I didn't know what it was. Like 3 years ago, I'm like, "What is Tool?" I asked once, and then like there's like 5 DMs in my like, "What do you like?"
How dare you.
They're like, "Listen to this." Listen, I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
No,
I don't want to fucking listen to Tool.
Tool is a really interesting band. They're like they're really
What is this?
very
This is
very
what it is.
talented.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah, precisely.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
They're super
I didn't ask for
talented.
information.
No, it's because they came at me with like, "Why did you fucking know this?" Like, well, obviously,
Oh yeah,
you should know
How
this.
dare you not know a thing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you did never heard of?
And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Fuck
yeah,
you." I don't.
What's their big song? And I want to say it's 25 or
I mean,
6 to 4, but that's
46
Chicago.
and 2,
46
and 2, Anima, Stinkfist. There's a
Yeah.
lot of
Okay.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
like
really,
huge.
really good, but they're when they play live, they play for their fucking hardcore fans, which
is
I, as a
good for them.
hardcore Pearl Jam fan, I really
You get it, you get
appreciate
it, yeah,
yeah.
that they're doing that. But I'm not hardcore enough to know all the deep cuts.
Right.
So like they're so talented. Their drummer Danny Carey's unbelievable.
Isn't Maynard he makes like wine and stuff.
He does
too. Yeah.
Caduceus wine.
Yeah.
In
You
wanna
Jerome.
know is-
I'm going to Caduceus Winery.
Oh,
like
really?
in like a couple weeks. Yeah, yeah.
Where is it?
Because the Road and Track, the Arizona one.
Oh, it's
I'm
in
scouting
Arizona?
it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We're
interesting.
ending in Jerome.
You know, it's
Nice.
crazy. Once
You
a
could
week,
go,
once
Travis.
a week in the
It's
Slack,
quick.
Travis
I can't
talks
go no
about
more.
random bands like this.
About what?
About just bands. He just talks about like yacht rock and shit.
Well,
Actually, I
Tool
know
is
Tool's
not yacht
Tool's
rock.
not yacht rock. I
No,
know that.
Tool is what type of rock?
Tool's
what
like
type of
submarine
Tool-
rock.
Tool-
yeah, submarine rock. Yeah, yeah. What type of aquatic vessel would
Yeah.
that
It's
be?
like mathematical.
Okay,
rock.
This one is interesting. Brandon says, "Have you been keeping up with the GR Corolla fire issues? Seems like things keep." I love how he asked if we've been keeping up, but meanwhile linking to Motor
Motor
One.
One, yeah,
so
yeah.
obviously somebody
Yeah,
over there is keeping up.
We've been
with it.
Yes,
keeping
we've
up.
kept- we've been keeping up with it. Yes.
I
Yeah,
got an
yeah.
email about this morning. I don't know if it was from this person, who this patron, but like my short opinion is that like clearly there's some kind of problem.
Yep.
But also, have comprehensive insurance. This is not a guaranteed
The insurance
warranty
was the
claim.
issue. The insurance was the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
He said he wasn't insured, right, or something
There
like
was
that.
one guy who
Yeah.
had a lapse in his insurance. The other
yeah.
guy that said that Toyota had a.
Well, there was the 85 thing. There was the 85
Yeah,
mile
that
an
said
hour
that the
thing.
car had sent back data that it went over 85 miles an hour, but
You know,
Toyota sends
so-
a track day when you buy a GR Corolla.
So let me tell you this. I'm well versed as a new BRZ owner about a 2023, and I bought the car knowing I'm like, warranty probably going to happen. We're going to
Yeah.
blow this motherfucker. and like,
I'm surprised it hasn't blown
I
yet.
believe, for anyone who's
well,
new
you
to
know
Chris,
what?
he's
Okay.
probably right.
And I chose
yeah.
the BRZ because I was seeing the Toyota warranty issues, and I'm like, Toyota doesn't know what it's like to blow a motor. They don't fucking know because they work. Subaru does. Those shits explode all the fucking time. And people don't understand. It's oil pressure, all this. It's a Subaru. It'll explode whenever the fuck it wants, basically. But what's weird about the GR Corolla is
Its preferred method of retirement is explosion.
it's explosion. But you know what I did actually?
should
So
add they don't
speaking of the
all
telematics,
explode.
They're signed. Each engine block is signed by Michael Bay. They stamp it on there.
yeah.
It's like-
yeah, explosion is it's just like it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
But also what I did, that's what's interesting about this story is that the telematics sent back something to the Toyota mothership where it's like, oh, this guy exceeded 85, which is effectively irrelevant for a car that's supposed to be track duty. They tested these things
It's
at
irrelevant
Shimayama.
for any car.
Exactly, every car can exceed 85, like
Yeah.
a fucking Altima can
Yeah.
do that. You know what I mean?
And does
And
regularly.
Oh my God.
Swerving.
especially
Dude.
Altimas on the 405.
Headlights
just-
off, night,
Oh yeah,
dented.
straight fucking
East Coast is. I saw
Yeah.
a Maxima that had no right side in New York traffic.
Fujiwara
and was
zone,
like
buddy.
weaving in and out of
Initial
literally
D.
none.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy shit.
man.
There's a
When you've
gentleman-
got nothing left to live for,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
buy an
But
Altima.
shout out to
think-
the guy that goes to Good Vibes who didn't have a windshield a month ago
That
and
guy
now
got
has a
one.
windshield.
Dude, you know that dude's evolution, right? Like last year he was like plugged in a fucking amp and just started playing guitar at
Up
Good
there?
Vibes. Yeah,
That's cool.
That guy
and
did?
like he'd roll up to like Tosin and Misha and be like, "Here's my business card," type shit. It was like sick though.
the most LA
Yeah, it's
shit
the most LA.
ever, dude.
And I'm like,
Wait, he brings an
respect.
Altima to Good Vibes?
No, he has
has
a Honda Civic
Yeah,
with
non-SI,
no
8th gen.
windshield.
Yeah, 8th gen
I mean,
Civic.
those are overrated.
No, man.
No, like
he
eight-
rolled up the first time with no
And he has
windshield, but he
one
had
of
a
those
face
Chinese
shield.
Yeah,
lady masks.
he just
with a
rolled.
COVID mask.
He just rolls the COVID mask.
Like
Yeah,
he's operating a
It's
cutting wheel.
crazy.
You
That's
know, and
amazing.
OSHA rules are like, you need to wear this face shield. And
That's amazing.
But he got apparently got pulled
he's got
over.
a.
You know?
What are the things when they cut through bone when you're doing an operation?
Bone saw?
Bone
Yeah,
saw.
bone saw. He's like a bone saw. Yeah.
But he had
Wow.
no windshield. He was just
You know
rolling
that
the face
saw they
mask
used to
and
cut through
fuck-
bone?
All right,
What's that
wait.
called?
Okay. So circle back.
Circle back.
GR Corollas
So
are
GR Corolla.
Set me on
The
fire.
fascinating thing is like I think the through line here because you look back at GR86 warranty claims. Subaru honors the warranty claims. Toyota like doesn't because they don't think motors can explode.
they also sell 200 cars a year.
Correct.
So
yes.
they're like, this is fine.
The thing is with these GR Corolla warranty claims, it looks like some sus shit's going on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It looks like because there's been at least two are like, oh, there's a hole in the head that caused an oil leak that caused it to leak onto the manifold, the exhaust manifold, and cause a fire. That seems like an issue to me. You know what I mean? But they're looking for reasons to not honor it, which.
Right.
One
like-
reason or another.
Like from the
it's
story,
just-
it says that, and this is what passed from. This is the journalist reporting on what the owner said. But
Chris
yeah,
Smith.
Chris Smith. Good,
Chris
good
Smith.
Chris
news,
Smith.
Can you
news
can
editor.
read his name?
yeah.
Say his name.
Chris Smith.
News
I wanted to
editor
say that
Chris
what
Smith.
I'm about to read is not a quote from the Toyota people, but it's from the article which says that the legal claims analyst from Toyota lectured the owner on going over 85 miles per hour.
Yes,
It's
it was
perilous.
verbatim.
It's perilous up there.
It verbatim said like, in the owner's manual you should read with because the fucked up thing was it was the tires. They're saying the tires weren't 85 rated.
Yeah.
which
Oh,
I'm
right.
like, and I'm
Which
like, you
is
ship this
insane.
motherfucker
It's
on
on
PS4.
4 donuts,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah,
There we
It's
go.
a Ford.
Let's
So
go.
it-
That
it's
Chris
like-
Harris video where he's on 4 donuts on a C63.
I want to
like
read.
7 million
I
views,
want.
dude.
Okay. Now that we said it, I want to recreate that. I've been telling you that. That was in my pitch deck.
You should do it in an all-wheel drive car.
100%. I should just do it in my PRZ.
Yeah,
All right,
Chris
Go do
did
it
it in a
tonight.
rear-wheel drive car. You got to do it in an all-wheel drive.
I'm down though.
Yeah.
WRX TR.
We're meeting Kyle for dinner, right?
Cheap Gymkhana.
Yes.
Let's do it
Can I-
tonight. Is he bringing a
let's do-
camera?
100%.
No, Kyle
You going somewhere
Freiberg, our
good?
video producer.
Oh, okay.
Probably gonna go to Coco Curry, I think.
That's
Somewhere.
okay, that's
Yeah, I think it's all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, So
but
point being,
So we're not-
being,
wait, we're
if
not-
you
wait,
have a GR Corolla, have comprehensive fucking coverage.
Don't
dude.
rely on the Toyota warranty. I think
Yeah.
that was proven with the GR86. Now it's a GR Corolla. You know what I mean? And what's weird is the GR Corolla though was like it's a Toyota product. It was tested at Shimoyama. It was like a whole thing. Like it's actually supposed to handle this. So I think it's weird they're backpedaling a bit.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the factory it's built in again?
It's Motomachi.
Motomachi? It's built on the
it's
Yaris
built in the
factory.
motherland. It's built like where the
Yeah.
LC was built, where the LFA was built. It's like
They
this
built
is
a test track for it, right?
like
It's got its own track.
Akio was like this is our bitch right here.
It
This is
says
Like, this is
Marizo
it.
on one of the
Yeah.
editions.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
is our car.
Yeah.
This is the one Toyota
a
GR.
motorsport
Yeah, 'cause
car.
Supra is a BMW. The BRZ
Yeah,
Subaru.
it's the only GR that's like it's
Yeah.
completely its own car.
Correct, yeah. But I mean, then also like they're already under fire with like the all-wheel drive issues on track and shit like that, right?
Oh, the
so
diffs
like,
overheating the rear.
yeah,
diffs.
well, because like the whole explanation of that is because it's always overdriven the rear,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just of course it's gonna slip.
Yeah.
So I think it's a weird move.
We heard
personally.
the press cars were fucking juiced. We heard they were like replacing diffs in between like every press.
I wouldn't-
So journalists
Yeah.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't really know,
It
but I wouldn't
never
be-
happened to me.
Yeah.
We had the one at P. Cody, the
Yeah.
Marizo.
Nothing happened
and
with that.
Nothing happened.
Probably
it was totally
track-
fine.
yeah, track cars probably
And
did that.
and I had one that we took to a track day, and I ran 30, 40 laps at
Yeah.
Spring
Yeah.
Mountain. Nothing happened.
We had a circuit at we went to the AMP, Arizona
It was
Motorsports
fine,
Park.
right?
It was fine.
Yeah, but owners
Yeah.
are reporting problems.
Well, GR Corollas are sick. That's the thing. The problem is
fun.
they're fun as fuck.
The problem with them is they're not the GR Yaris, and that's the thing that I would.
but I have on
if
good
they-
authority. These are better.
If they imported the GR Yaris, I would have bought a GR Yaris.
I think I'd still
the
buy a
Type
GR
R.
Corolla.
I'd rather have a GR Yaris.
I don't know.
Different segment car. We don't get B segment cars here. We don't get small cars.
B
that are-
segment. You fucking British
Yeah,
motoring
that's
journalist
right.
now.
I wish I was British.
Yeah,
B segment,
Oh,
B
it's
road.
true. Yeah, you and I, like, well, you've made it. Like, if I had an accent, dude, I'd be fucking wrecking your shit right now.
You think I have an accent?
No, if I had an accent, if I had
We
a British
established
accent,
earlier
done.
with James May, it's that
Yeah.
they have a lot of ways to say testicles. That's really why.
Yeah.
And,
Well, no,
and
you
how
know
to
what-
say drunk.
Who
they
said
can
that?
say drunk and testicles
Was it-
150 different
Was
ways.
it Richard Porter that said, like, instead of saying like he was a shit, he's like he was a plop of a man.
Yeah.
like
I mean,
that's
it's
like that's
great,
such
yeah.
a beautifully descriptive way.
They're all like punching up their own sentence
Yeah,
as they
their,
speak. It's great.
their insults are crushing.
They're crushing. Yeah,
Crushing.
especially
I know
to
so
Americans.
many plops.
Yeah. It ends your fucking life.
If someone called me a plop of a man, I would.
Yo, so
I would
let me-
fucking collapse into a plop.
Let me tell you about a
I
plop.
would reflect that.
Let me
insult.
tell you.
Top,
Let me tell you about a plop.
top five plops of men right now.
Right,
Go.
no, I'll tell you one. At Good Vibes this past Friday, there was a fucking guy in a GT3 RS. He rolls up, he hops in his car, puts on a Stilo carbon helmet, and he's sitting there.
I've seen that guy.
And he gloves up with fucking red OMP gloves, and I'm like, are you fucking serious right now?
You're
And
like, I hope you crash.
No, I was roasting
you
him.
doing?
I was openly roasting this motherfucker.
Put a helmet on to drive back to you.
I like the Stilo carbon like 8860, like full FIA.
Guys,
type
I was just
Yeah.
trying to hang out.
And like I'm pretty
Just
sure
trying to chill.
I'm pretty sure his girlfriend heard me like just talking mad shit. I was just
He
sitting
had
there
a
like
girl in the car?
Yeah, he had like several.
Did she wear a Stilo?
No, no.
Wait,
There was
I'm
a-
sorry.
there was
Wait,
like a
back it up.
posse.
He had several.
There was like a posse of
in the
women.
car.
There was like there was one like one was out, one was in, like type vibe, and I'm
the
like
person who got in the car with him.
not wearing a Stilo.
So the drivers.
Yeah, driving wearing a Stilo. He was like, I was.
Craziest
He,
shit
he
ever.
wasn't wearing a Hans device, but like he might as well have been like type shit. But he was wearing the head sock,
For vibes.
the whole shit.
Man,
I'm just
those
like,
are the best
and he
vibes.
had like the
Best
MR.
vibes.
I don't know if it was an MR, but he had the MR caps on the rear wheels. I'm like, what? That I was like, when I said, I'm like, that guy's a fucking plop. Like absolute, like
Man.
number one
Number one
category
plop.
5. No, category
Top
5
plop.
dipshit.
And then
That's
Tosin beat him down the
so
hill anyway.
Exactly,
Crazy.
like you know, like are you fucking serious right now?
That's-
Like
Dude, if you
you
wear
should
a
be
helmet
shamed. You should be shamed.
on the road.
Yeah.
You are like a problem.
You should be shamed into like not doing that.
Yes.
Like fuck
this
off.
is like there's a guy we know. I won't say his name now. There's a video where he's on track in a car with street seat belts, wearing a helmet and a
With a Hans device?
With
I
just
remember.
the
I know.
crossbow?
I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
You have to tell me that
Oh,
is.
but
Yeah.
without the
Off air,
three-point
off air.
Hans device
Yeah, Hans-
situation.
yeah, Hans-
essentially it made it a clavicle
but, like-
braking system
Yeah.
rather
exactly.
than
Like a
something for
crab,
safety.
What a, yeah.
Do you have
crab
one of
cracker.
those things for the 3-point?
The
things?
Hybrid S.
The hybrid
Yeah,
thing?
yeah,
Do you
no, I
have
just
one of
have a
those?
Hans. I don't have a hybrid.
Right, I don't have a. I
Yeah,
don't
because
know
you know why
hybrid.
3-point belts have built-in Hans.
Yeah.
Like you don't need that.
You don't need it.
You don't
No.
need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's. the
I never
whole
liked
point.
wearing the hybrids.
I don't
Yeah.
either. They feel weird.
And they also
Yeah.
look they look
cool-
dorky.
Really
They
You look like
dorky
you
on
look like a
video.
dork, and
They look really
and-
bad. On
And
video.
obviously, we only
I
go to
think
the
you look
track
a
to
lot,
look swaggy.
You know, you look a lot cooler with a basal, a basal skull fracture, and then you're
I had to wear one
in
at
your
the
body
E-Ray
first, you're like-
launch, and I felt like a real tool bag.
I mean, I had to
Yeah,
wear
yeah.
one when I was doing Pico
Well, you know
laps
what's
for
the-
every single one of
well, you
the
know
lap
what's the
times.
worst though?
They
You know what's
didn't,
the
they didn't ask me about that.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing one.
Yeah.
You know what's the
don't.
worst is the guy at the track day who just wears he takes the helmet off but leaves the Hans on. Just
What?
walks around. That's like happens every track day I go to.
But they
This is
leave
a guy-
the
Hans
Hans
yeah, he
on.
like unclips the helmet, takes it off, takes the gloves off,
They
and just walks around.
he unclips it from the Hans. That's, like, hard.
No, and this motherfucker goes to the driver's meeting. He just sits there like this, just like a cop. You know what I mean? Just like sitting there like, yeah, I got my Hans on. Yeah, I got my Hans.
He's got his hands on his.
I'm like, fuck
bulletproof
off.
vest.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
fuck you.
don't ever do that. That's,
Yeah,
that's
don't
bad.
don't be good vibes helmet guy, and
That's
don't be Hans
extremely
guy.
bad. That's
Okay,
extremely
so
bad.
GR Corolla, yeah, I
I
don't
hope
know.
that wasn't his.
Yeah.
I hope
Like
that wasn't
GR
good
Corolla
vibes.
is weird vibes, but okay.
If your
you know?
GR Corolla catches on fire while you're wearing a helmet and a Hans on the street,
I'm
here.
good.
There's no more ice. Sorry.
Yeah, fuck it, we
But
ball.
you're going straight.
Fuck it, we
I'm
ball.
okay. I'm okay for now.
We're going.
Nathan Reynolds says, "What's the most overrated, overvalued car in today's market, and why is it the Lexus LFA?"
That is fucking ridiculous.
Completely disagree.
I completely disagree.
Wait,
disagree.
why is it the Lexus?
No, actually,
LFA?
I do
can't
not
speak.
think the Lexus LFA is
It's not.
overvalued
No,
at all.
it was
No.
undervalued from start, still undervalued.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous
Dude.
car.
It has all the elements of being enormously valued.
Yeah.
I've
Matt,
never
Matt,
driven.
okay,
I've
actually,
never
have
driven
either
one,
of
and I
you?
think it's
Looks
undervalued.
good. Sounds
Have
good.
either of you read the fucking book from the chief engineer?
Yes, I have.
It's a spectacular book,
And
isn't
I
it?
also went on the goddamn press launch.
I wish I was
And it
you.
was fucking sick.
Yeah,
It was so good.
You fucking nerds, and you're reading.
It was so sick.
It was so,
driving.
dude, the LFA,
LFA
like
rules.
Go
the
by my
LFA
gut,
is the,
and I
the
say the
LFA is
gut.
the sickest fucking car
It's
ever.
so great.
It's so great.
Yes.
It's, like, okay, so
It
basically,
checks literally every
every
box of will be worth a fuck ton
Yeah,
of money.
yeah.
The formula is really obvious.
A
It's really
9,000
simple.
RPM V10 in a front-engine car that's fully carbon fiber with a bespoke gearbox, a bespoke production facility
Yeah.
for the car.
Yeah,
alone.
All
built
the
at
elements are
Motomachi.
there.
Carbon fiber loom
sold
back
poorly
for it.
when new.
yeah.
Like,
Underpriced.
Underpriced.
Nathan, I'm sorry, but like this car is directly in our Q zone.
Yeah, Nathan,
so
it sounds
I don't
like-
want to.
100% missed mark. Like the LFA is worth the money.
It's
The
worth
most
it.
overrated, overvalued car in today's market is probably the C7 ZR1.
Probably, yeah. Actually, yeah,
Could
you're
be
right.
true.
Could
Yeah.
be true.
Could
yeah,
be true.
yeah, yeah.
Or
production
we could
number.
ooh, over what? Okay,
What is
let's
an
spin it.
overrated?
Let's
Yeah,
spin it. What is
overrated,
the most
overpriced.
overrated, overvalued car? I have one,
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
and it and this is current market evaluation, not when it was new. Second generation Ford GT.
Oh,
Zach
yeah,
and
the
I-
V6
Zach
one.
and I
That was
just
ours.
drove
So
one in
wait, so
Miami.
not- right now.
GT. So the
Current-
2013,
Seven-
2014
no,
car?
the
the
17,
17,
oh,
17,
17,
21.
When did it debut?
This
17?
car, by the
17.
standards of McLaren 765 LT,
Yeah, not
the
the
Ford
same.
GT is dull as rocks.
Yeah.
It's very competent. It's very pretty, and homologation, blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Does it worth 3 times what a McLaren 765
no.
is worth?
Fuck no.
Absolutely not.
Never
Fuck
drove
no.
one, but I always got that sense.
Really competent. Really handles
Are
great.
those things E-Pass? Or are they hydraulic?
I think they're
hydraulic. I think they're hydraulic because it has the hydraulic, the suspend, like the.
Oh, it has the whole cross
The
leg.
whole
Yeah,
thing
okay,
is-
yeah.
hydraulic,
it
yeah.
might. I think it's hydraulic, but the steering is really heavy.
So they made
Well, heavy's
1,300 of
good.
them about total.
That's
Yeah.
actually a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a
Yeah.
lot
A lot
for
of
because
cars.
LFA. There's only 500
500,
motherfuckers.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that Ford GT
Ford
is
GT,
probably
yeah.
it's not
Because
a
also-
million, not $1 million bucks.
But also
That's
has
good.
no
That's good. That's a
no
good
way.
one.
But
That's
it
a
has
good
no
one.
permanence either. It's V6 turbo, which whatever. Dual clutch.
Dude,
whatever.
I'll take an 06.
Yeah. Oh
Give
my
me an
God.
06 in Quicksilver.
Oh my God.
Fucking Dunzo. Call it a day.
Yeah.
And what are those worth still? Like 450, 500, like kind of
A
thing.
great one in a rare color is 5 and change.
That's a lot of car for the money.
an
actually.
average one, in a common color is in the high 2s, low 3s.
Yeah, that's a good car.
Yeah, all day.
What's overrated? Well, the SF90 got corrected so quick.
SF90
Yeah, SF90 got corrected real
They're
quick.
just not good.
They're just not good. Yeah, it's just
I
not.
never
It's just
drove one.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
They're good. Oh, okay.
They're just a fucking whatever car. You know what I mean? Like no.
That is not a good
I'm going to
car.
stick with C7 ZR1. I think it's a good car. I don't think it's a $300,000 car.
Overrated, overvalued. That's kind of tough because
I
this market's
just saw,
smart. The
I
market's
just
smart
saw
though.
a pre-auction estimate for a 997 GT2 RS.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting car.
800 to
Fuck outta here.
900,000. That is overrated.
Fucking blow-
It's a
fucking-
lovely
you know what
car,
that
but
is?
Yeah.
nah.
You know what that is?
No.
Fucking blow me. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Like, fuck you. Well, what about 997 just GT2, non-RS? Are those undervalued right now, or what are they? Like, I don't know.
No, they're expensive.
Are
They're
they?
rare. Yeah, they're really. They're
they're
much
expensive.
rarer than the RS.
Fuck.
They made way fewer GT2s than they
Yeah.
did RSs.
What about the 991 GT2 RS?
There's no
They
such
made
thing.
a bunch of them.
Oh, 901.2.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they
whatever.
made a bunch of them, and there's a bunch of them around,
Yeah.
and they drive great.
I didn't love
But
that
they,
car
but,
though.
but they were like the
They're nice.
influencer special of LA.
Yeah.
That was probably the first like Porsche car that was like every motherfucker has one. And they're all
Every heavy hitter
PTS-ness.
Porsche collector's got one.
Yeah. It was like the way to buy it. You know, well, 918 was before that.
We've
but it was
probably
like,
had 5 of them come through here.
Yeah.
Everyone's got one.
But apparently they're
Yeah.
neat though. I've never
They
driven
drive
one.
good.
Yeah, apparently
they drive good.
Yeah, they're all right. Yeah.
They're fucking fast.
Yeah.
But they're not like mind bending because they're so competent.
correct.
Like I like the craziness of
personality.
McLaren more than I like the competence of that Porsche.
a car that moves around a bit is good. You know, a car that's
Yeah.
fun. You know, a car
Car
that
that spins the
communicates.
tires in fourth is where it's
Yeah. When a car makes you feel alive, you know, a little,
Yeah.
a little tingle. right.
Tim A says, what are some highly sought after used cars that we've run out of clean examples of? Are there any used rare enthusiast cars on the endangered list to run out this decade?
I have one.
That
I have
is
one.
a very good question.
I have
think-
run
what
out
do
of
you got?
clean. I have
G35s.
Evo 89.
Serious?
The
Evo 89.
G35.
Evo 89.
Evo 89
89.
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
done.
yeah. Last time you saw a good one was never.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think I know one, but like he's never gonna sell it, you know, type shit.
Well, they all just
Well,
crank
Brian
off
has one.
themselves.
His is like kind of ratty though. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's still good.
But it's still good. Yeah.
964s probably.
Yeah, they're all
They're all
They're
gone.
all
Yeah,
gone.
they're all
I saw,
gone.
Singer
I saw
has
one
hoovered
a week
them
or
up.
two ago,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Totally gone.
Used
That's
cars
a-
run out of
ooh, okay.
clean
That's an
examples.
interesting one.
240s.
Yeah, S13s were long
I mean,
gone.
you'll never
Yeah,
find
240s.
a stock 240 ever again.
Well, Vin just bought like an S14 that's super sick. That SR20
did. Low
thing,
mileage,
yeah,
pretty low
yeah,
mileage,
like
yeah.
really sick S14.
Yeah, but
that's
it
like an
was-
exception.
It was,
but it was still swapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
It was,
like
that wasn't necessarily.
It
I mean,
looked clean.
no.
It
That's
looked
the, yeah.
Yeah, but
looks
it's only
clean on
the paint
Instagram
job.
on a 2x2. It looks clean as fuck.
Yeah, but it's not actually.
You have a
yeah,
really
you're
clean
right.
NSX. Are there a lot of them?
No.
No.
Right? There's
There's 3. Can you look up on Bring a Trailer right now? There's
'cause you have a 3.2,
there's
right?
An 03 3,000 mile car
Yo.
that, as of yesterday, was crossing 200K.
That's the same
Yeah,
spec of the Aston Martin I drove.
well, because you have
The blue one. Let's find the. Go down. Where's the blue one?
Well, you
did it
haven't- you
close?
have a-
Go down. The blue one. What did it
there
go
you
for?
go. 287. Holy shit!
Buddy! Booyakasha Wagwan, motherfucker!
How many
Yeah,
miles
cheers-
are on your car?
Cheers to that, bud.
I just hit 19K, but I didn't pay $287,000.
Yo, and our NA2 is that crazy now?
Wait,
The
how many-
3.2,
So-
60?
Wasn't the color super rare on this?
Blue,
No,
is the
blue-
rarest color. No, excuse me. Blue's the second rarest color. Orange is the rarest color
Yeah.
for NA2s. Blue's the second rarest.
Do you have a hardtop or a Targa?
They're all Targas.
Oh, they're all Targa.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're all
okay, got it,
Targas.
okay, got it.
Post 96, 97.
Oh, interesting. I
they're
didn't
all
know
Targas.
that. Okay.
Mine is
You
an
didn't know that?
05.
Chris?
I actually didn't know that.
You
Yeah,
don't
that's
even know
weird.
who Tool is.
I
This
don't
guy doesn't
know
know
what
cars.
Tool
This
is.
guy's never seen a car before.
I don't know cars. That's why I got hired at Motor
Yeah.
One.
He knows
Fucking
motor.
Sick, dude.
And the number one.
Yeah,
So-
you're winning, dog. That's
I
it.
am up. Mine is an 05.
City boys up, dude.
Actually, and believe it or not, I just studied this. You know, 04s are actually rarer than 05s. I thought 05 was the rarest year. 04 is slightly rarer. Mine just hit 19,000 miles.
Nice.
I bought it with 17. So
Okay.
I'm not like being a bitch about it.
Good.
I'm
Yeah.
using it as much as I can. It's so nice.
They're such a nice cars,
It's
NSXs.
such a nice
Especially with
car
the
to
6-speed, the
drive.
ratios are better than the 5
Oh, it's
by a lot.
really good.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed owning it. I can't see any reason I'd get rid of it. It's so great.
Yeah, because
I paid a lot of money for it. Look, I'm not going to lie. I paid a lot of money for it. It
I know
was
with
not
the
cheap.
M3, I'm
No,
like, drive it more, and you're like, no.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that was the wrong car for me.
Right,
It was
yeah.
so nice.
You needed
Is
a
that
driver.
one of
You needed a
the
driver. yeah.
Overvalued.
A46? No, because you could buy a cheap
What,
one.
E46?
Yeah.
You could buy a
No,
cheap
dude,
M3.
last year they took a fucking dump.
They did,
They're
yeah.
back in reality now.
They are, because they realize like most of the body structure actually dies.
Dude, E46 M3s were like
Sorry,
so,
Zach.
I don't care.
They were
I don't have
such
an
like
expensive one.
pandemic pricing.
Yeah.
They got insane
Yeah.
for a minute, and it was all pandemic pricing.
It was, yeah. Those
Yeah.
cars came back.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
so
got-
did- so did
I
all
sold my
M3s.
ZHP at
I
a
got rid of
profit
mine.
during the pandemic a year after I bought it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I got
fucking sucker,
I got
dude.
rid of
Yeah.
mine, and then a month later, I got every dollar out of mine. I was so lucky.
Good.
And I put it all into this NSX and then some.
Yeah. Good.
And and I'm very lucky because I have such a nice car and I'm going to keep it. But it wasn't cheap. But it wasn't this.
Yeah, it wasn't
Not-
287.
no.
287 is a lot of fucking
I
money for
got
a
so
stock
lucky because
NSX.
a week after I bought my car, its fucking twin went on Bring a Trailer.
Oh.
Same year, same color, same miles. And it went for $40K more than I fucking paid.
Instant win.
And I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah, instant win.
Like, it was
Instant win.
Amazing. Yeah, so I'm going to hang on to mine. It's
Good job.
mine. But
Because
look,
it's a good fucking car.
I'm fucking stoked on that. 287.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money. It's a considerable amount of money.
it's not-
287, you get a lot of cars.
It's
for
not a
287.
$287,000 driving experience, but
Yeah.
but find a lower. That's one of
Yeah.
those where it's like it'll take you longer to find.
This is like a
one.
museum car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one.
true. Because at 287, like it's like you're thinking of like what a 600 LT or some shit like that. No, more than that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
in terms of like driving comparisons,
Yeah, it's
like,
no comparison.
it's
Yeah,
not
I
a
buy-
speed, a 911
But-
Speedster,
But an NSX is way sicker. Also, you don't look like a tool when you drive it around, kind of thing.
I'd buy a 600 LT over
I'm
that.
shocked at when I drive my car, the number of people. It's a silver NSX.
still
Like,
turn
it's
heads.
great, but it's
But
like
it's still- but it's a gorgeous car, though.
But people like lose their mind when they see this car. I can't believe it.
But it's one of those cars that still looks modern, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
like
gorgeous,
an
yeah.
FDRX7. An
Yeah.
FDRX7 still
FD.
looks like a new car. I still think that you could build that car today and sell it, and people
Yeah,
would have
just
no clue that it was
100%.
not was
You
made
just
in
do fixed
1992.
headlights. You just
Yeah.
do fixed
Yeah.
headlights, that's it.
We were walking around the neighborhood the other day, me and my wife, and she saw a blue metallic FDRX7 someone's driving. She's like, "What's that? It's really pretty."
Yeah,
Just
Mossigo
gorgeous
blue.
cars.
Yeah, it was great.
I think that's
Yeah.
a good one for we're running out of clean examples of them.
Oh yeah,
RX-7s? Yeah, there's like
done
none.
ran out.
Yeah.
Well, because the only thing that's left is right-hand drive. You import one. That's
Yeah.
it.
True.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
like the clean ones, like here, you got guys that have like coffee cans on the back and single
Yeah.
turbos.
Yeah,
and-
all the Japanese cars are. Well, also the truth is, most of them you have to like tweak them a bit to make them good. You know, make them
Well,
like
that's
really
the
worth
irony,
it.
right?
Yeah.
The irony is the clean ones bring the most money,
But they're not the best to
But
drive.
you got to tweak them to
Yeah.
make them drive.
You
good,
gotta
and
put 'em
that's,
on-
that's
But you want to be able
why
to do
the
your own
value
thing
is
too. You
there.
don't want
Yeah.
you don't want
Did
someone
you-
else's work. You want to do your own. You want to ruin it
The
yourself. You don't
irony
want
is
someone
the
else to ruin it
collector
for you.
and the builder want the same car.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Well,
Right,
here's
but-
the nerd question, Matt. Did you delete the compliance link on the front of your car, or did you leave that stock? You know about that, right? With the NSX, the front control
fuck
arm.
are you talking
The
about?
front
I have no idea
control
what you're
arm
doing.
link is like it can pivot forward and back, so it rides really well.
I think he's fucking with you. He's
No,
like,
I'm not
Did you
fucking
take
with
Did
you.
you take
This-
the Johnson rod out?
No. This is a thing with NSXs. It's like one of the features of the suspension
I
geometry.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Really?
But why
Yeah.
would you?
I'll
why
I'll have
do
to
you want
show you
remove
later,
that?
I guess.
What the compliance link?
So basically, so you have dual wishbone suspension.
Yeah,
Works
yeah.
normally, right?
Yeah.
But then but what happens? You also have a motion forward and back when you're hitting a pothole or whatever.
Sure.
And what the NSX has is sort of a suspension link that lets the wheel move forward and back in a certain way, in
Okay.
a controlled way, rather than just with bushing.
Like changes the caster slightly.
Okay.
Kind of yes, but it keeps caster constant. That's
Whoa.
that's the whole thing. It keeps the caster constant, but it lets the wheel move forward and back.
Whoa.
Okay, so what do you change?
What do you change is you just lock it out. And what it makes braking feel more confident, that kind of thing.
But it would
Like,
ride
The
worse.
brakes in that
But
car
it, but,
suck.
it, but it, exactly, because the thing is, what's happening is the wheel is moving forward and back as you're braking.
So it's not the fact that the brakes suck.
Yeah,
it's
it-
another thing.
Right. If the brakes lock up the tires, it's it's whatever. It's what's
So
happening.
there's a delay basically in slowing the body of the car and then
Yes.
separated from the brakes and wheels.
because like a lot of ride quality is actually that forward back motion of the
Sure.
wheel. You know what I mean? And the NSX does it where the caster doesn't change, so you actually don't feel it through the steering. So it's peculiar. It's weird. So-
This is the first time I'm ever hearing that.
Really?
In this fall, I'm going to have my annual maintenance with Evasive Motorsports.
Oh, good guys,
I will
yeah.
have them look at it.
Okay, sick.
Yeah,
I was just
I didn't-
wondering.
I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
heard of that before.
That's
That's
like
the thing.
one thing I would like instantly
No.
gone from
My
it. It's like
car's
it's like
got,
high cast with R32. kind
My
of thing.
car's got iBox springs and Bilstein dampers. It lowers it about a half inch.
Yeah.
We didn't do the coilover conversion. It didn't seem worthwhile.
No, it usually isn't.
But I'll have them take a look at that when I do the service.
There you go.
found
I was
a
That's
just-
photo-
really
found a
interesting.
photograph
Did you?
from I believe.
Actually, so look. You see that front? You see that whole fucked up
Oh,
thing
that
in the front?
entire assembly?
Yes, the Dan Edmonds article always goaded. Always
Dan,
goaded.
Yeah, of course, Dan.
Oh, yeah,
Dan
of course.
Edmonds has got
Always
it.
goaded. But yeah, that whole thing, you'll see it. Yeah, compliance pivot. You see, defines the forward pivots of the upper and lower control arms. Basically simplifies and lines the design. Whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
How interesting.
Yeah, it's actually like the NSX is like so goated for engineering though. It's like it's so cool. But that's one of the things that makes it kind of weird to drive.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what gives it weird pitch feel, let's say, like braking acceleration.
So a lot of people do that the way that people lock out like the high
cast.
cast on a Skyline.
Exact same thing.
Yeah.
Exact same deal.
Interesting.
It was bubble era, like we're gonna go hard. and see what's up, but actually you don't want it, kind of thing.
How neat! I've never heard of that before. I will totally ask about it.
There you go. All
The
right,
car,
cool.
the car. I don't like mob
productive
canyons
podcast.
in that car.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like what it's for.
It's not what it's for. It's
me.
meant to be a cruiser. Yeah,
It's a great cruiser, and it's so comfortable. My wife loves it, and the trunk is big, and the top. It's like it's just a great car to cruise around in.
Right.
But that's a good note. We got two more. Flannel Bob says, if you could turn a mass market car into a Bonneville record setter, what would you do it in, and how many cars have you reached VMAX in?
The first,
Bonneville
the
car.
second part's easy. I think it's 0 for me. I've gone fast, but I haven't.
VMAX is like that doesn't happen in the
Like
States.
literally hitting red line in top gear. I don't know.
I did
Like
it.
I hit like speed limiter,
I
like
hit aero-
electronic.
I
but
hit
like,
aero limit in my Miata. But headlights up and
So I was 96 miles an
it
hour.
was 103 headlights down, and it was 96 headlights up. Yeah, it was.
But you make more power headlights up because it gets more air.
What modern car would it? Didn't you drive something at Bonneville, Matt? It was like a Jetta or something.
Jetta, and I did 211 miles an hour in it.
Holy
and pulled the chute.
shit!
Yeah, it was
oh my
sick.
god!
I was mobbing. It's
Fucking crazy.
yeah, it was awesome.
Mass market car to attempt a-
CT5 Blackwing.
Yeah, big power. I would go for a slippery car. I would.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I don't know. BRZ.
pick one. Aptera.
Aptera.
Yeah,
what the fuck's
slippery.
that? Oh yeah, that
Tesla
piece of
Model
shit.
S.
That piece of
I
shit.
would do.
yeah.
I would do a twin turbo Viper.
Oh, you go
All right.
hard.
I'd go
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
hard,
probably
yeah.
fucking at 300.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
couldn't go full throttle until like 6 gear, 8,000 RPM kind of type shit. I guess. How many cars? Yeah, I've not reached VMAX at any car.
Yeah.
I've gone quick,
No.
but not VMAX.
I've gone fast, but I've never
that doesn't happen here. Like, well, I guess it does happen allegedly, but
VMAX, like actual
like actually,
VMAX.
like completely like bottom out the motherfucker.
Like-
Like,
shit,
well,
yeah.
like
I've hit
limit
VMAX in like
or-
a rental Ford Focus on the Autobahn.
yeah,
Yeah.
It was like 120.
yeah.
You
Haven't
know, like I'm.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like what's
actual,
okay? We defining VMAX as like what the car will do. Then yeah, like you do 125 in a Jetta, you're hitting VMAX. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like
well, like
I just heard a Jetta
fast
can go
cars
211.
I've driven. I've never actually hit the limit.
no,
Yeah.
You need so much.
yeah, you
space.
need to be
Yeah.
you need to be like
Top of
allegedly in the
fifth,
desert in Nevada.
Yeah.
allegedly
you need to be in
going.
Mexico.
Even when you're doing that,
It's it's an insane amount of space.
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
that's
yeah.
not a thing.
I did one. What did I do in that Panamera Turbo S?
allegedly.
Was it 190?
It's pretty good.
I forget what I did in I did a number that was like high
Pretty
180s,
serious.
like
Pretty serious,
in a
yeah.
Panamera Turbo S at El Mirage. That was like as fast as one should
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
go. in
Yeah.
a car like that.
You know what? That's crazy. So I live by the musical road in Palmdale. Unfortunately, I do. Yeah,
Oh, you
unfortunately, I
do?
live in Palmdale. So like allegedly, we've tried to
Avenue G straight
Yeah,
up.
Avenue G. Like we've allegedly tried to
where Donnie was.
see what's up. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. And it's fine. No, nothing wrong there. So- well, he also
if you hit
lived-
the musical road at like $150, what
so,
happens?
so let me say, allegedly at 162 in an NLS 400.
It plays Tool.
It plays, yeah, it plays Tool. What it does is
it
it gets,
sounds like
yeah,
Tosin's music.
Yeah, it actually gets way closer to tune. Like it just. I think it's like parabolic. It like it tries to get
Accidentally
close.
fucked it up
Yeah.
and tuned it for $150.
Yeah. That's exactly what fucking happened. You know what I mean? That's because I had a '98 LS400 allegedly, and
Play it
like
double
and,
time now.
and we were like, I was like a high school kid. I'm like, let's see what the fuck, let's see what's up, and we just go, and it like gets closer and closer. And it was actually kind of sick. Like, you drive it at 55, it's fucking lame.
Yeah.
It's literally pointless.
When my dad had an LS400 in 91.
Oh, so
And
that's
I-
a first gen as
The
fuck.
first gen.
Yeah.
And I got it as a teenager. I went on 684, which is where we used to
I have
do
no idea
where
what
we
that
used to do
means,
this.
yeah.
684 is a freeway built that runs north of New York City.
Okay.
That has a 2-mile straightaway.
Fuck yeah.
And back in the day,
Yeah.
if you wanted to fucking go,
Yeah.
that's where you
That's
did
where it is, yeah. That's
And
that's
we
the
used
that's the no hesi
We used
straight.
to fucking top shit out on
Yeah.
684. Now there's cops all over. You can't do nothing on that bitch. But I hit $150 in the 91 LS400
Yeah.
as like a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Nice.
Blessed.
Car would do it.
It would do it.
100%.
No, 100%.
100%.
Dude,
Smooth.
LS400 at
Nice car.
150 plus was like,
It was nice.
it was nice.
Yeah.
It was good.
You know that Freddie and his homie are restoring the Million Mile Lexus.
Really? Are they still? It's been
Nice.
like years.
Oh, well, Freddie sat on it for like 3 years. He didn't
really?
do shit in
Oh.
it. And now this dude is restoring it, who was like a Lexus Master Tech. And he's restoring it like, they sent me photos of bare metal respray.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
too. That's so much for that car. Holy shit.
I have tentatively agreed to buy it back for $1. when they're done.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And I said,
I'll pay them. I'll
and-
pay them too.
And I
I'll give
said
them
that
3.
if I buy it
4.
back for $1, I will go
5.
to Florida and drive it back again.
Yeah.
Because
That
it'll
would be
do
awesome.
it though. It'll.
It did it the first time.
It'll be fine.
It did it fucking with nothing.
Yeah.
I went and handed over $1,200 and I drove it to California
Yeah.
with nothing.
Fucking
Crazy.
great cars. All right, let's
Last
see.
one, and then we're getting the fuck out of here. Christian says, since the 62S Maybach, I haven't seen a luxury car with partition and curtains. Why doesn't any luxury OEMs offer this? I feel it's what makes something a true chauffeur car. This is a softball.
I don't know.
Yeah, why didn't you ask us a hard question? I don't fucking know.
Ballers roll in Sprinters now.
Yeah, that's the
They
thing.
don't
Yeah,
roll in
yeah.
sedans anymore,
yeah,
dude.
true, yeah.
Sedans are donezo.
It's van
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
It's van time.
Nobody
yeah.
rolls in fucking.
Have you seen these? Have you
sedans.
been on these new Mercedes programs where they fucking chauffeur you?
No.
That's what happened to me recently. Like they chauffeured me from Palmdale to Malibu, and I'm like, holy,
Really?
yeah. They fucking took me in the back of a Maybach to go look at a car for 20 minutes, and I was like, it's kind of sick. But I was like, this is a chauffeur experience to me because I'm poor. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking
In the
whatever.
GLS?
No, it was an
sedan?
S680.
Yeah.
It was like an S class, like straight up. And I thought that was sick. I don't know. I guess this guy wants a partition and shit.
Yeah.
My
You know,
first.
he knows they didn't sell any of those.
Right? Yeah, yeah. They
like
sold one.
3.
They sold one to Kanye
there's
West.
like, there's like 5 or 6 62Ss on my block.
Because that was the wait. That
It's
that
like
was
the most
O-
common car in my neighborhood.
Wait, but that was the Otis
So they've
car,
really
right?
fallen off.
yeah. I mean, there used to be 10,
depreciated.
12.
Buy here,
Yeah.
pay here.
Yeah.
It's buy here, pay here. Yeah, like no credit, okay. You know, yeah.
Well, ever since the dealer
28,
shut down
20%
and got
APR.
replaced by a Jaguar dealer, they kind of, yeah.
Well, because wait, is the 62S the Kanye West car? You know, I know the guy
From the Otis video?
from Otis,
I
yeah.
think that was a 57.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the long
okay,
wheelbase.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a sick video.
It was-
Though.
That's one of my favorite music videos of all time.
because it's fucking sick. I mean,
It is
unfortunate about
extremely
Kanye West, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, like,
R.I.P.
yeah,
fucking-
R.I.P. who he was. You know what I mean? Yeah,
R.I.P.
you know?
college dropout. Yeah, but Zach, what were you gonna say?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Good. I mean, I'm
Nice.
not good, but wow, boys, that's just some radio.
Yeah. So check out the Motorsport Network, which is, I'm the editorial director of Motor One Inside EVs, Ride Apart, Motorsport, and Autosport.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Some responsibility.
He has an actual job.
I have an actual job. And
I don't like people with real
hey,
jobs.
Motor One is up 30% year over year. We're getting, please,
There you
please
go.
come read, come interact, hang out in the comments.
Also, we'll look out for the YouTube channel.
and the
We're-
YouTube
we're
channel.
Doing, we're doing that shit.
Your boy Chris over here is hosting some good videos
We're doing that
and
shit.
doing
yeah.
a killer
BR
job.
BRZ Project reviews.
Yep.
All that
Righto.
stuff.
Yeah.
Righto.
Inside EVs, if you want to go inside EVs, electric vehicles.
It's a little.
Is that what that means? Turns out.
Yeah, I don't want to get too heavy into jargon for you guys, but EV is electric vehicles. So
Is that woke bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has Motor
so-
One gone woke?
our site for woke vehicles is InsideEVs.com. Ride Apart for all your.
Yeah, Motor One's a nice Republican
Why
website.
don't you buy? You should buy wokecars.com and just redirect.
God, I said something to Spinelli. Mike Spinelli is my boss, which is
that's
funny.
fucking
It's a fun,
nuts,
it's a fun thing to say because I love
Spinelli, but
I
holy
love
shit.
working with
Extremely
Spinelli.
crazy.
But I said to him today, like, why don't we? Oh no, I didn't say Spinelli. I said it's Sam Smith. But I said, like, why don't we make a website that is just generated by AI? We'll be totally upfront about it. We'll call it AIconservative.com, and it's like this is all clickbait and lies generated by machines, and it'll just be the prompts that we put in, and
really funny.
then we'll just have
It's
AI, and
funny,
then we'll
but
see
it will
how it
get-
spreads on Truth Social.
It will get spread
It's
so
really
fast.
funny, and I bet you it would be shockingly accurate.
I'm looking for. I'm
what
looking
you
for.
would expect.
It would
I'm
be.
looking to build a quick business and exit it. I don't need any of Doug. Like Doug did a
Well,
great job
well-
for himself, but I don't want to make some money and then have to work.
Travis.
yeah.
As we know, there's a lot of money in Republican punditry.
Doug,
So
There is.
Doug
yeah.
is currently using the word "summer" as a verb.
hey,
and
I
No, not
summer in
currently.
New, I
He
sum-
has been.
I
He has
sum-
been.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but I summer in New Jersey. I also winter, spring, and fall in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
You just live in New Jersey. That's
No.
what- yeah.
No.
No,
Oh, sorry. my
I
bad.
season there.
He chooses to be there for these
Are you
seasons.
going to see anything in Pebble Beach outside of the racetrack? Are you going to anything? Or are you doing anything?
I'm doing the thing you did the other day. I'm going for a ride with Dario on
Oh
Wednesday
yeah,
in the T50.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That's not bad.
That'll be cool.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's fucking all right.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah, it should be pretty
That's
good.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Dar-
stoked.
Dario's a-
Dario came and did some great radio with us too.
He's,
That
a sweet,
guy,
he's a sweet guy, huh?
he's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very funny, and
Yeah.
he has some great stories. He's a
100%.
he's a clutch player.
He's also
stoked.
he's willing to roll in the mud with us. When I had like the Cayman up in the canyons, he rolls up in the T50. He's like, "Oh, it's a Cayman, isn't it?" I'm like, "Holy shit! Like, why are you talking to me?" Right
Yeah.
He wanted to have a go in my Spider. He was
Really?
like, yeah.
No,
was
he
a-
said your shit was sick. When he saw my Cayman, he's like, "Yeah, Ferris Spider." I'm not gonna do his accent, but he's like, "That's fucking." I was like, "I should do this."
I was I told him I would connect him with Rick DeMann if he
Because his
wanted.
brother
Nice.
has a spider, right? I think
His brother has a spider, and
he's
he's like,
intrigued,
his
yeah.
brother was like, I'm thinking about getting rid of the spider. I was like, you should buy your brother's spider and call fucking Rick DeMann and get a real engine in that.
No,
thing.
Marino's a good guy, so I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to meeting Dario too.
Yeah, Dario's awesome. Dude.
No, Dario's
he's great
is
fun.
actually sick. He's
Yeah,
a good
great
dude.
fun. You're gonna have
For sure.
You're gonna have a good time in the car.
I'm excited.
Although there's literally nowhere in Pebble Beach.
Well, it's on Wednesday, and it's on
okay.
Carmel Valley Road is where we're meeting. So
See, that'll be good because Carmel Valley Road's bumpy.
Yeah.
And this car is really good in bumps. Dude, Dario hit a fucking speed bump. Like a proper at 35 miles an hour with us in the car.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right.
And he did it on purpose. He's like, speed bump, watch. It wasn't like, oh, God, this jumped out of nowhere. He was just like, look, see, isn't that nice? And just kept going.
it's like
It's pretty cool.
when I went to Koenigsegg, I was driving. I drove the
Casual
CCX
flex.
edition, and I was with Christian's right seat, and I was driving down to the runway, and he's like, I'm trying to avoid every bump and stuff. He's like, drive into all the potholes. I'm like, okay. And the car took it real nice. Yeah,
That's not the stick shift one.
it was.
Oh, you drove that thing?
Yeah,
So
the
CCXR
the 1100 horsepower. It was CCX edition.
CCXR edition.
Whatever it was,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
6-speed. It was Adrian Sutil's car.
That's so
Not
sick.
the
Adrian
not
Sutil?
the synthetic one. They've
No,
got
not the
CC850.
CC850. So this was like 10 years ago.
This is,
Oh,
yeah.
this is a real.
I thought I was just driving into
No,
the
yeah.
runway, and he's like, "You want to have a go?" And I was like, "All right."
Yes.
So that was we went 187 miles an hour
Yeah,
on
on
the
the
runway.
runway? Yeah.
Must be
down and
fucking
then
nice,
back.
buddy.
Yeah, it was great. And then
That runway was hilarious. Did they have exclusive use of it when you were there?
yeah.
So when I was there, which was 2013,
Yeah.
we had the left side of the runway. The right side of the runway was an intro to motorcycling class. And they had the cones set up.
Yeah.
And they're like weaving on like Honda 250s. And we're blasting by at 170 fucking miles an hour. And it was so shady, dude. It was so fucking crazy.
I was there with JF. We were doing Apex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is where they were getting B-roll of the 1-to-1, but we also
Yeah.
did stuff on the runway with that car. This is also where we found
He was
out.
there when we were there as well.
This is when
with the Agera RS.
Yeah. This is where we found out Christian's theory of gravity, which is different than everybody else's.
What?
Is
You
it
know,
not? Is it not the piece of paper and the metal ball?
No, so he told us about this. So we went to a coffee shop and filmed a bunch of stuff, which in Engelholm, it was closed on Sundays, but Christian knows everybody. So
Yeah.
they opened up for him. And we were sitting there with him, and we asked him, like, what do you think about gravity? He's like, he thinks it's possible to fly in car because he doesn't think gravity pulls from the center of the Earth. He thinks space pressure and planets push down on you from outside. So he thinks that there's a way
Outside
to
in,
put
not inside out.
a way to put a special coating on a car that can make it diffuse this
Diffuse
downward
gravity?
pressure to make a car float. Yeah.
You know,
There's this video
I
is
just-
on
you know,
online.
the thing is,
JF and I
Let's
talking to
explain
him.
some of the depreciation of the Koenigsegg
The problem
cars.
is
Well,
he's
on-
a
on
little
game,
too
I
smart
can't.
for his own good sometimes.
I thought it was fascinating. The video,
like-
we have the video of this online somewhere. I don't remember.
Really?
I don't even know where it was. It might be on
He's
He's
been
Jalopnik.
been right
the thing
about
is-
a lot of stuff. So.
I mean, on game, you can't deny him. He's built the fucking thing.
You can't.
Like,
I
like,
understand, but like, okay,
Dude's legit.
yeah,
Like,
you just gotta say like, all right,
all right, cool.
sounds good.
Well, it's gonna. Unfortunately, our audience, other than the live folks, will not hear this until after Pebble because
Okay.
we've stacked them. We stacked them a little bit.
Yeah,
That's fine. Go back and watch the replays of my races where I finished
Go watch
last.
So what Matt is saying is we lost to James May. That's what happened.
James May won't even be till after Pebble.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
no.
Oh, well, okay, we won then.
This
okay.
is what happens when we travel. We have to stack shows.
No.
It can't be timely. We just can't do it.
No, we're being.
But that's okay. You're
We're
here.
evergreen.
We're here.
The
We
website
hung
will
out.
still be up in a week, right? Motor One.
Oh, at least a week.
You know,
yeah.
as least
So-
a week.
so
We've
this
got
is
at least
evergreen.
1-2 weeks left. So
This
yeah.
is green enough. It's not evergreen, but it's green enough.
Yeah.
All right.
And then motorsport and autosport will still be there. So
Yeah, it's
we don't have to
'cause
worry about that.
we're a vibe, you know. It's all right.
Sure,
Brilliant.
We're a vibe.
All right. Thank you to our Patreon people for asking such good questions. And thank you, of course, to Travis and Chris for coming by today.
Thank you.
Thank you to James for leaving us this gin.
Yes.
It was good.
Shout out to him, jamesgin.com. Get it.
Awesome.
You order it in America now. You can get it. And that's very exciting. And I know you're hearing this afterwards, but Zach and I are off to Pebble. And so we'll do more shows when we get back. And eventually it'll all be caught up. That's the Smoking Tire Podcast. See you later. Get the fuck out of here.